Hey Neil, can you hear me, man? I had to switch up the live. Definitely having technical difficulties. Yeah, I think everybody went over to the live chat, but it canceled that one out, and I had to redo this one. So, um, yeah, that's kind of odd. How you doing tonight, Neil? Anything fancy going on, or are you just resting up from work? All right, I think I got it going now. That kind of messed it up. I had that set up for since yesterday. Went to go live, and it decided not to work out for me. Groundfog, how you doing, brother man? Good to see you here. How goes it with you? Did you have a Merry Christmas? Leon, what's happening, brother? Nearly had today off, man. That's good, dude. You definitely do a break. You work a lot of hours, man. What you doing on your day off? Anything good, or did you lock yourself in with food and water and call it a plan? So yeah, so everything's looking good. Everybody can hear me okay. Gonna talk about a little bit of the holiday knives, a little Christmas knife, a little birthday knife. This was a Christmas birthday knife I got from Phobos Knives from Eric Hansen, the Alaris. And this is going to be quite the little project. I'm planning on dyeing the scales. Been looking into that. I'm thinking red. If anybody agrees red is a good color, or I don't know. It's their ivory scale, so I could pretty much go with any color and it would look good. Adventure 50, hello man. Welcome to the chat. How you doing, brother? Keeping busy? How was your holidays? Everybody had a Merry Christmas, getting ready for a Happy New Beer. I mean, New Year, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say beer. I don't know. There's people that drink beer on YouTube, so I guess I could say it, right? All right, 33 people in the chat. Music, live streams, junk food. Sounds solid, man. Definitely a plan. Just cracked open myself a, well, how do you show it without spilling it? Monster drink. And I pulled that off. 2 points for me. Tactical Llama EDC. Tom, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. We were just chatting at your live. How's it going? It's going good, man. Talking about knives. Brought out the Phobos Knife Solaris CPM 3V. This was a birthday Christmas present from Eric Hansen over at Phobos Knives. Santa was good. What'd you get? What was your what's your favorite present from Christmas there, Adventure 50? Yeah, I can do that. Make a mod. Well, that's not it. All right, you should be all set there, Tactical Llama. Let me know if that worked out. Kaiser Veratus. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen those. Kelly Weaver, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen one of those Adventure 50, but not off the top of my head, not yet at least. Testing. Right on. So, you guys up for a pocket check? All the EDC guys? What are y'all carrying today? Crispy Critter, welcome to the chat, brother, man. Good to see you as always. How you doing? How's life treating you? Aries, how you doing, man? Hey, if anybody's looking for a small custom fixie, Aries is the way to go. And also the package hatchet, which he's legendary for now. I don't think that was his intention, but fate chose the packet hatchet for Aries. William, howdy. Welcome to the chat. How you doing, man? I'm finally getting that Spidey flick thing down. I know I'm not like ninja with it yet, but I'm not looking like special needs with it anymore either, so that's always a plus. Can't complain about that. Anybody else want to share their favorite Christmas present? Everybody get something to pocket carry or some type of EDC or something. Some cool field gear. Yeah, I know, right, Leon? Yeah, I first saw that thing and I'm like, that is just too cool. I almost had the first one. I missed out on it though. To have the first packet hatchet. I'm still, yeah, that's gonna haunt me for a while. Oh, Tactical Llama sent you. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Tactical Llama's a good guy. Welcome to the chat. Hopefully you feel as welcome here as you do there. KB Sumo. Yeah, how you liking that, Aries? Is that KMERPSH? Not quite sure about that one. There are so many knives out there. We're truly living in the golden era of the golden age of knives. There's such a yeah, Aries, you might have to run off like 100 of them or something. They're in pretty high demand. I know everybody wants one, including myself. Really good, smooth. Yeah, this is the Spyderco Sage 5 CF. It has the yeah, CPM S30VN steel. Nice little pocket clip on it too. It's a wire pocket clip. I like the black hardware. It matches out. Definitely a nice little fun knife. Fixed angle sharpening system. Who makes that, William? I'm holding up for the Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro. I think that is a very cool sharpening system. I don't know, maybe I'm just keen on the idea of not having to flip the blade back and forth all the time and just get the job done. But yeah, that's my grill sharpening system, the Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro. And then with some convex sharpening attachments for it. Definitely some fun stuff. So while there's a bunch of people in here kind of taking a vote, I'm going to dye these ivory micarta scales. And I'm either going to go red, and then it'll kind of be in reverse of the other stuff because it has the black liners with, and then dye it red, and then black and red on my other stuff. Or I don't know, I might get froggy. Miss Bushcraft, her favorite color is purple. So maybe a satin finish Alaris with purple and black scales might be something interesting. Crimson red. Yeah, Adventure 50. I was looking at it. What do they have? The RIT dye for the synthetic. The only red that I saw was the what do they call it? Racer red for the synthetics. Blue. Yeah, William. Blue. I think about blue. Blue's kind of like a training color, though. I guess I'm brainwashed in that aspect. Blue's always been a training color. But I know a lot of the knife guys are into the blue. Blue and black. Bluminati. Bluminati Ninja. Yeah, so I think it's a toss-up between red and purple so far. And I don't think I don't think a fade mat or anything would look good. So, yeah, anybody else get any real cool stuff for Christmas, or did you get the knife? Anybody get any Phobos knives for Christmas? Just curious. I know, yeah, we were doing our best to get the word out on that. That Black Friday 40% off sale was a bomber. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I couldn't agree more. Fashion meets function. Oh, split shot. What spider code you get? I'm becoming a fan of the spider code. I wouldn't mind trying, what is it, the paramilitary 2 or something that I was looking at, or the 3. I think they're just like a small size and a large size. But I'm definitely a fan of the carbon fiber scales. I'll definitely be doing some more stuff with carbon fiber in the future. I'm definitely digging it. Yeah, I know some wives aren't big on the knife. I don't know. My old lady doesn't seem to care. Keeps me in the keeps me busy. Keeps me in my room. Keeps me out of trouble. Yo, anonymous, how you doing? Cold steel spike today. Yeah, those are sweet. Cold steel has such a huge assortment of stuff. Definitely can't go wrong with I don't know. I think they either make like really good bangers. It's hit or miss. How do you make the kitchen knives too sharp? I don't understand that one. That's beyond me. Well, I guess I could see it happen maybe a little bit. So this was the knife collection. We got the Phobos Alaris, the Tier 1 BC, and then the Tier 1 Mini. And then the Mini Mini. You make your EDC knives too sharp. Yeah, that's a problem we all wish we had. I don't think I strop my knives. That's about it. That's all I need to do. So, oh, you got a tenacious. Oh, those are sweet too. I know there's a lot of people are digging those. Yeah, the Spyderco is definitely something I'll be adding to a little bit in the future. There's a couple other. I know there's some hinderers I'd like to get. The half track and the full track. I've been looking at both of those, so anything's possible. Whoops. It's back to amateur hour. No, really, I've got this. Just hold my beer. Watch this, eh? No, I don't have a pair of 3. This is the only Spyderco I have. This is a Sage 5 CF carbon fiber. Yeah, I'm not sure which one to get either. It's what strop do I use? I just have a couple of Beavercraft strops that I use. I've got a smaller one. I think this is like 2 inches by 10 or so. And I use both sides. I put the compound on one and bare on the other. And then I've got a larger Beavercraft strop that I'm gonna get some diamond emulsion for it. Instead of the standard compounds, I'm gonna get the diamond compounds for it, like stroppy stuff or gunny juice or one of those. But that's all I use for strop, and it's smooth leather on both sides. And I found that, as long as you strop your knives, you never really have to put it to stone. So yeah, I'll do some stropping stuff on another video or something. What, the Beavercraft? Is that what you're asking, Split Shot? I think the smaller one is like $20 or $25, and the larger one is like $25 or $30. I don't know. Both of them are actually gifted to me, so I'm not exactly 100% positive on the price, being as they were both gifts. So, but yeah, stropping paddle is pretty much all it takes. And for the most part, you can get away with the smaller 2-inch by 10-inch one. I'd like to get some light aircraft grade aluminum, like 1/8-inch aircraft grade aluminum, and make a stropping paddle out of that instead of having 1-inch wood. And then you can slot it in your pack with your water bladder or whatever it is you're using. So that's something I'm taking into consideration. Maybe building stropping paddles, maybe like 1/8-inch titanium or something, 16, something like that. Until the trap takes us, welcome to the chat. How you doing, brother, man? Thanks for showing up. Yeah, so yeah, these are inexpensive. Like I said, I think the smaller one's around $20. The larger one's $25, depending on how big a knife you're using. and they're both about 1 inch thick. But yeah, I would like to make something, or like have like a diamond plate, and then have a magnetic leather that you stick onto the diamond plate. So you could have like a 300, 600 diamond plate, a thin one, and then have magnetic leather right on there. Oh, you're welcome, man. I think, yeah, it's Beavercraft. It's a Ukrainian company, and you can find their website, or I'm pretty sure Amazon carries them as well. They're a pretty good deal. So especially if you're starting out and you're worried about messing up your stropping paddle, they're inexpensive. And then you might want to, if you're running different compounds, you might want to get two, and then you could, you know, run a series of compounds or whatever. So yeah, that's about all I do is stropping for the most part. A little maintenance goes a long ways, especially with your knives. And I've found that stropping is more than adequate. So up until now, this was the major knives that I had of Phobos, the Tier 1 Mini, the Tier 1 Mini, the Tier 1 BC, and most recently the Alaris. And the last piece is going in that the missus and the kids pitched in and got me for Christmas is this little beauty here. I've been dying to get my hands on this thing, I think, since he came out with it. But this is the Phobos Calcula knife, the newest addition to my family. And we got it with red G10 liners, black micarta scales, and satin finish. And it's definitely, it's a beauty. It's got the signature Phobos jimping up there, the finer jimping down towards the butt and into the finger. It's got the, yeah, it's got that, doesn't it? It's got all the cool stuff, hey, man. Oh yeah, AJ, thanks, man. How you got one too, didn't you? Or you got a Tier 1 Mini, right? Yeah, Braden, that sounds like a nice setup. Yeah, split shot. Like I said, it's just she just oh, here's something shiny, go play in the man cave. And then she can watch her Christmas specials and Who's Done It shows. You know what I'm talking about, right, guys? Oh, you're welcome, Braden. Thanks for sharing. Hey, if you got a picture of that knife, you can send it to my email if you want, man. I'd like to take a look at it. Yep. So now I pretty much have every piece that's in production. Um, and when he does another run of them, I want to get production Tier 1C. This is the custom one that Eric made for me. It has the convex grind versus the new ones coming out are going to be a flat grind. But this thing is a beast. I actually love it. 0.25 inches of CPM 3V. Yeah, it's definitely a tool. And we'll try not to start fires in the house tonight. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But is that gonna fit down there? Probably not, huh? Then of course I still have my Tier 1 Mini Gen 2, which is still a great knife. Absolutely love it. But the Gen 3 is definitely an improvement over it. I enjoy that one just as much, if not more. You can see the difference in the blade design and stuff. So that's my current Phobos collection. The only piece that I'm actually missing is not a knife. It's the Tombat. It's a tactical or combat tomahawk, and I think he has like two versions, one out of A2 steel, and the other one out of CPM 3V. Oh, sweet, AJ. Yeah, I'll check it after the live chat. That definitely sounds awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for sending that. I enjoy the pictures. Actually, pictures are the best. They save me tons of money. Oh, I already saw that. I don't need to buy it. But no, so yeah, we're gonna get into customizing this one. Maybe next week I'm going to try to do a video on that. I looked up a bunch on it, did some research this week, and yeah, I think I'm going to do a video on just dyeing this. The other thing I want to do is polish out the high points. I don't know. I've seen some people do that on knives. What do you guys think about that? Polishing out the high points, like the top ridges here, maybe the top of the grind, and then along the spine, the attitude adjuster. But yeah, I've been thinking about like mirror polishing this whole area, and yeah, maybe even reprofile it down to like 18, make it a really slicey. Braden, my email is on the channel page, or it's just Bushcraft Rebooted, the channel name at gmail.com, and yeah, so you can send it to my email, or I'm also on Instagram, but I'm still trying to figure out how that works. It is I got all that tech stuff going. I'm not technically good. I'm a tech tard. I don't know how else to put it. I am technologically challenged. I am not one with technology. I was born in that time frame where people started making computers user friendly. I'm just a user that's not computer friendly. Never have been. Probably famous for getting the blue screen of death more than anybody else I know. Most places I work, they wouldn't even let me use the computer. Brand new American, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Been playing with the Spyderco Sage 5 here, and I'm finally getting that flick down. Much better than before. Just yeah, now I said it, I'm gonna yeah, I'm computer illiterate too. There's nothing wrong with it. We can do other stuff though. Maybe not open folding knives, but there's other stuff we can do, like pack parachutes and ride mountain bikes, and yeah, there's so much more to do besides computers. Do you think there is a cure for knife obsession? I don't know what knife obsession you're talking about. I got some buddies that um, they like knives, they play with knives, they buy knives, they trade knives, they sell knives, but there's no obsession about it. Oh, no worries. I've been left-handed my whole life, Pat. It's just I get used to stuff, and it's reversible too. I've been meaning to switch out the pocket clip to the other side, but I can't. I managed to work around it, and I'm just kind of used to it. Yeah, anonymous, totally. I'm like I was such an outdoors person that I didn't realize how horrible I was at stuff like this. Like if you're like, if you spend a month biking from New York to Florida, the last thing you think about is social medias or something. You're just out there meeting people doing the thing. What do I think about Victorinox? I haven't owned a Victorinox in years and years. I think they're cool. I think they're an ultimate little multi-tool for gadgets and gadgets. Stuff like that. I mean, could you survive off of it? Sure, you could survive off anything if you read the comment section. Um, but yeah, they're handy. They're kind of like a cross between a modern multi-tool and like the bit kit that comes with the multi-tool. Instead, all those little bits they tried squeezing into the yeah, you've never owned one? Um, yeah, like I said, I used to own one back in like the 80s. And I think it was early 90s I started with the multi-tool. The first one I got was a Gerber Gator back in the day. And ever since I started using a multi-tool, I haven't been back to the Victorinox, those things. But yeah, I went to a Gerber Gator, and then shortly after the Gerber Gator, I went to a SOG. This one in particular, and I don't know if it's true or not. I think they just scammed me, but I bought it out of the Paragear catalog. It's where you buy all your skydiving gear and stuff, and they have a section for rigging tools. And they sold this as like some airborne model or something. a paratool or something like that is what they called it in the Paragear magazine, but I don't really think it has anything that fancy. Uh, it finally broke on me though. Let's see if I can get this in here. These are the little lockout things. And as you can see, there's no spring anymore to them. Where this tiny little rivet is right here, there used to be a little plate that went down and kept pressure on these right in there. But that thing eventually broke off, and this is the mess I ended up with. So all of these pieces no longer lock really, which kind of sucked because it was a great tool. I used this thing for like well over 10 years. Maybe it's sticking. It's broken for sure now. You've done it. Oh, there we go. One more. Yeah. So that finally broke, and then that was whatever SOG multi-tool this is, Power Assist something. I went to that, but when this broke, flew back to Mrs. Bushcraft. She got me this Leatherman Surge because all the hype on the market said the Leatherman Surge was the king of the multi-tools at the time. And I was getting ready to go back to work, so she got this for me and had my little skydive name put on there, Brigger Tom, for the parachute rigging. And I've been kind of like using a Leatherman ever since. That was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I do want to get the Leatherman Wave Plus, though, and downsize a little bit. I think that would be awesome to a little bit more reasonable for EDC, urban type stuff. Yeah, there you go. Adventure 50's done everything with the Swiss Army 1987 since 1987. Yeah, so yeah, they're highly. I mean, everybody still loves them. I just kind of made that switch. I don't know. That was just me. But yeah, there's plenty of people that still use them, I guess. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, you definitely get your money's worth out of that Adventure 50. So what are we talking? 24. Yeah, you almost 40 years using that thing. So yeah, Anonymous, ask Adventure 50 because he's gotten way more use out of his than I ever did of mine. I ended up giving mine away back in the day. But yeah, that's so I haven't gone through, like, I'm not one of those guys that's gone through like 12 multi-tools. I mean, pretty much a Gerber Gator to a SOG, whatever, to a Leatherman Surge over the course of 30 years. And like I said, the SOG lasted well over 10 years. So I mean, even SOG makes a nice multi-tool. I mean, this thing was great. I'd use it often. I don't know, it's all kind of stick. Oh yeah, it's got the locks. But yeah, it's got nice little serrated blade. And it has lockouts too, so I guess if you're worried about them accidentally opening up, nice straight blade. And then it has the other tools inside. Standard wire cutter, but it's not replaceable. Has the crimps and stuff. So yeah, SOG makes a nice little tool. Like I said, I use this for well over 10 years. But yeah, maybe I'll get another Victorinox. The white handled knife, Rich. This is a Phobos knife Solaris. It's made out of CPM 3V. I believe it's like 10 and a quarter overall. 0.2 inch at the spine. Has the bow drill divot, and these are ivory micarta with black G10 liners. So yeah, the Phobos Solaris. I know he's just about sold out of these. There's only a few left in stock. I don't know what colors and stuff, but he had that crazy holiday sale, and he sold a boatload of knives. So I'm gonna get in touch with him, find out when he's gonna get his new stock and everything in. But yeah, this is definitely a sweet knife, and like I said, the cool part about the ivory is you can keep it nice and white and fancy, or you can dye it to match your kit or whatever you want to do with it. EDC at the moment is a Trump knife. Yeah, I don't think I've seen one of those. What's a Trump knife? Is that one of those giant short swords or something? Something Scab would carry? I don't know how that man carries all those knives without his pants falling down, but he's fun to watch. Mossy oak. Yeah, mossy oak tools. Do you know who makes them? Do you know what? Is that like a Camellias set or something like that? I think they had something like that going for a while. Camellias or Kershaw, maybe. Yeah, Crispy's got a PST Leatherman since '85. Did you get a deal on that at the PX back in the day, Crispy? That's how I ended up with Gerbers, man. Is they used to sell practically give those things away. I think the Gerber Gator was like 25 or $30, and the multi-tool was like $50 or something. And then you could pick up like the Gerber LMF fixed blade or BMF cheap money too, like 7,500 bucks. Yeah, I used to like the Gerber LMF and BMF sheaths. They had a strap that went around the front and snapped, and you could put the sheath to your multi-tool or the Gator and piggyback it on there. Yeah, I think I've been piggybacking knives since the 90s, or like 1990 or something is when I started doing that. Oh no, William, you're not the only one that carries five knives. Yeah, what crowd are you hanging out with? I think five knives is the minimum. Like, what was that movie, Office Space? I did a little spoof on that. 17 pieces of flair is the minimum. And you don't want to do the minimum, do you? Yeah, Anonymous, that would be awesome. Yeah, send me a picture, Bushcraft Rebooted at gmail.com. Yeah, I definitely appreciate all the pictures you guys send in. Someday I'm going to get organized and get one of, those pop-up screens like all the cool YouTubers have, where you can bring up pictures or other videos, or they have things moving around. It's all trendy and cool. Third one. Yeah, this one, Pat, this is the that Calcula, the Phobos Calcula. Yeah, this thing is beyond sweet, man. This is going to become, I think I'm going to EDC this one. And it's not bad size. Like, if you're in the, like, I've been EDCing these two for the most part. The tier one, this is the mini or the mini. And it's got like a 3.5 inch blade versus 4 inch. And so I think compared to even the mini, I mean, I'm sorry, the mini, the Calcula is not that big of a difference. I'm definitely digging the handle design. It's a little bit more compact of a handle design, but it's more of a full length. And the width is good too. It's not too wide, so it's, if you're gonna IWB or something, where you're trying to secretly carry it, conceal carry, whatever. I don't know what we're allowed to say. Conceal carry. If you're gonna conceal carry this, this is a good knife. I'm definitely digging it. And like I said, it's not much of a difference size wise compared to the tier one mini. But this is the Calcula, man, and the bummer is I think he's completely sold out of these. I think they're all gone. I don't know. There might be a couple left on the website, but these are big sellers of Calcula. They usually sell out pretty quick. Yeah, yeah, exactly, William. And that's a trick I pull on the old lady when it comes to shopping for knives. When she gets a new set of kitchen knives, she gets the whole wooden block, and it's got, seven, eight, nine knives in it. So why shouldn't I get a set of knives? And I'm really only rocking like 6 or 7 or 8 knives. Yeah, that's common, William. I think a lot of people do that. They get um you'll get a bunch of knives, and then you'll figure out which one is your favorite for whatever you're doing. I think The mini, you can take the scales off and get a Kydex sheath for it, and you can use this as a necker if you wanted to, and it'll still fit in the Kydex sheath, or you can have something custom made up. Custom sheath might be a little smaller. You could have it like instead of the pancake style, you could do it taco style, and like I said, the scales will come off. Maybe even put carbon fiber on. It still have scales, but less weight than the McCarter G10. Yeah, they might look at you a little funny going on post with brass knuckles and a handcuff key. Yeah, that might be the odd configuration there. Yeah, B&A, sell it to the wife as a set, and just tell her, you need a neck knife. That's a last ditch emergency knife. Then you need a Plan B knife, and that's gonna go in your chest rig just in case that's the only thing you have. And then you need an EDC knife, um, and a backup knife to your primary knife. This is more for like a casual steak knife or something. And then you got your full-on survival bushcraft knife with the bow drill divot, and of course you need something with a ferro rod notch because that's important. You got to have that. Yeah, and then this is a dedicated cooking knife. This is a camp cook knife, and all the cool camp chefs are carrying them. It's basically, man, this reminds me of like a chef knife on steroids. That's the only way to put it. This thing is on PEDs for sure. And this goes into the next size up, like scale too. Like if you're looking for a full fit grip, if I got like little Sally hands, but if you got those big old like Sasquatch man hands, this is going to be better for you. Um, maybe even the Tier 1 BC is like a smaller grip. That's what I like the Tier 1 BC, the Calcula. They definitely the grips like the scales are so similar. It feels like it's one less thing to get accustomed to. There's not much of a change in the scale and how it fits your hands, and that carries through even to the mini and the mini. Like basically through all the Phobos knives is he's kind of got those signature scales, and once you start getting them in hand, um, they're just comfortable from one knife to the next. Uh, and then you get into the larger ones, like the Alaris has a larger scale set, larger handle scale set, and so does the Tier 1C. So I kind of like have that separated in that way, I guess. Or at least, that's been my experience. And part of the thing that I enjoy about it is you can go from one knife to the next. And even though it's a different knife, it feels familiar in the hand because even though the scales are different, the ergonomics and the comfort involved is very similar. And that's one of the things I enjoy about Phobos knives. Yeah, anonymous. I'll check my email after the chat because my luck I'll crash the chat or something like that with all of my tech know-how skills. I'll crash the system. So yeah, so that's my knife set. I got it. Yeah, that's pretty much my Phobos knives. All of them. And like I said, this is the Gen 2 Tier 1 Mini. And yeah, these two are the ones that started it off. The as a custom set. This is when my first Phobos knives and what got me into Phobos knives and why I started to like them. But yeah, this is the major set there. Yeah, I think all the videos that knife set ends up in, people always comment on this knife set in particular. I'm gonna have to switch to horizontal pretty soon, so there's more room, huh? It's not working out, Clyde. But Captain, I'm giving her all she's got. There we go. What's third? Third now, or now that I shifted everything? Oh, I've screwed that up totally. All right, Pat. Thanks for stopping by, man. We'll definitely catch you later, brother. Have a good one. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say SE is better. Everybody has their own brands. Everybody has their own preferences. Me, I'm not a fan. But yeah, I think it's awesome that people find knives they like and enjoy, no matter what they are. Yeah, Joker knives make some pretty interesting knives. Yeah, those. What is it? Isn't it like a Buck 119 or something? Is the model? Yeah, Buck was making those folders. That's what that is, right? Or are you talking a fixed blade? Yeah, Buck 110, man. I think everybody's owned one of those. I've owned a couple of them. I think I gifted them away to people as I kind of evolved or changed my habits. I'm not big on, like, if I'm not using it, I don't keep it. Maybe I should change that habit for YouTube, and that way there everybody can see the progression. But usually when I find something that I upgrade to a different knife or whatever, or a different water filter or sleeping bag or whatever it is that I upgrade to, I tend to get rid of the old stuff, find somebody who can use it and recycle it. Oh, the old Buck 110s are heavy. Yeah, I would say they're definitely not a light knife. But I think that, back then the heavy came with durable and stuff like that. Yeah, Adventure 50, yeah. The classic Marine Corps K bar there was my dad's. I know a few people that own their dads and got their own as well along the way. Yeah, that's a classic there. Did you see the collaboration that Spartan Blades did with K bar on the Marine Corps K bar? They did. I think it was like S35 VN steel and all that. Yeah, yeah, Vox. I've seen them fail quite a bit too. Yeah, I think it's like a Marine Corps fighting knife, and it doesn't hang out with a lot of the bushcraft stuff. Um, just out of design. Yeah, I think it was designed more as a utility knife and self defense knife for the Marines. But they're legendary knives. I mean, it's more of a symbol of the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor than it is a knife. Well, it's hard to say. Well, you know what I'm saying though. Like it's Marine Corps signature K bar. A lot of heritage behind that thing. Yeah, a Lion steel knife or a ZT. Oh yeah, that's a tough decision, Rich. I'm not sure which way to go with that one. That's a good question, bro. Um, yeah, that's definitely a first world problem, though, right? Glad to have first world problems. Like, can't decide between a Lion steel or a ZT. I had a ZT 0200. I loved it. I thought it was a great knife for the money, for sure, no doubt about it. Yeah, the but a Lion steel, I haven't owned many, especially not knowing which one. They have quite a range, but I think the ZT might be a better deal. They usually have some pretty good prices on those. Not Yeah, ZT is owned by Kershaw. It's like was there bringing some manufacturing back to the U.S. and making the zero tolerance series. But yeah, I liked them a lot. No complaints at all. Yeah, Rich. So yeah, get yourself the ZT 006, and then if you got to get a little something something, some bling bling for it, fancy little lanyard bead or something, little custom lanyard. Squat Shot, if he's still here, he makes custom lanyards. If anybody wants to hit him up, but yeah, I would go with the ZT, man. Why not? That's a good price on that on the 006. That would be cool. Another tool I'm big on is the the Leatherman Raptor. Um, just handy. I don't know. I'm cool with the like I said, the multi-tool stuff, and the fact that they fold up and they're rather compact. This was another good investment. Scissors is something you use more than you realize, and when you need scissors, a knife won't do kind of thing. Even being a knife guy, you got to admit sometimes scissors do better than a knife. Vox, which knife company? Yeah, William, they have a pizza cutter. No kidding. I totally need a pizza cutter. I love pizza. Pizza is one of my favorite things to do. Um, Fox, if you were referring to this one, this is Spyderco. And if you're asking about any of these are Phobos knives. Phobos is for operators by operators, owned by Eric Hansen. It's a disabled veteran-run company. Yeah, Rich. Yeah, you are absolutely right, and that is like 10 times more true when you're left-handed. There's so many knives that I didn't buy. I want, especially Benchmade made some really decent knives that I was interested in, but they came with a good sheath. But it's a good leather sheath. It's expensive, and it's like right hand dedicated. So I'm like, what do I do with the sheath? And then I'm stuck having another one made. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the Phobos knives leather, but yeah, he makes these are all quality handcrafted leather. Like you can see the layers in that. This is the sheath for the Tier 1 Mini, and this is the one for the Mini Mini. And they're both ambidextrous. Um, doesn't matter what you're doing with it. You can scout carry it. You can carry it left or right-handed belt carry. You can put an easy clip on there. You can remove the straps when, use it as a pocket slip if you wanted to. And yeah, they're great knives. They also have like a dual retention. Um, there's magnets inside the sheath, so it helps with the retention, keeps the blade on in. So yeah, that's a nice little feature. Is there's the earth magnets in there. But yeah, this definitely doesn't fall short on the sheaths either. That's the Tier 1 Mini. And the Mini Mini is just a smidge smaller. You can see the size difference. And same thing, it's got the magnet. So helps with the retention on the inside. And it's basically the same design as a Tier 1 Mini, just slightly more compact with the horizontal, standard belt carry, scout carry, easy clip mount. Yeah, Rich, these are great, like really good quality leather. Stitching is first rate on them. Quality control is definitely good. And being a parachute rigger, I tend to go through the stitching a little bit more than other people do because, the OCD kicks in. It's got to be right. So, yeah. So that's some quality leather for sure. And this doesn't come with the Tier 1 BC, but this is the leather sheath for the Tier 1 BC. The dangler is removable, so if you want to scout carry that, this would be out of your way. You have the scout carry straps, which are also removable. Ferrocium rod holder. There is a little airborne add-on, puts a steel plate at the bottom, so if you jump with it, you don't have to worry about the tip of the blade going through. Moose Man, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the chat, dude. How you doing tonight? Max headroom signal. Yeah, is that what's going on? A little 1980s or 90s MTV? Yeah, Rich, the ferro rod's definitely a nice add-on. A lot of people dig the ferro rod. It's one of those things you don't use it as much as people do on YouTube. In the real world, I think YouTube's going a little bit Hollywood, but they're definitely very useful to have on. Mostly I carry one as like a plan C, a last ditch option, unless I'm just out playing with it, practicing. But it's good to have multi options for starting your fires and whatnot. But yeah, that's the leather sheath. It's an optional add-on for the Tier 1 BC. It does come with Kydex, which is great. It's also ambidextrous. You can switch over the dangler. Also, if you ended up with both and you wanted to make like a hybrid, say you wanted the leather dangler on the Kydex, they're both, you can cross them over. The mounting lines up perfectly on both of them. So you could do, a leather on the Kydex, or maybe you like the synthetic dangler with Kydex on the leather, and you can put either on either sheath. Yeah, a little hot. How big is that, William? What's the size of that knife? Is it like smaller, 8-9 inch or something? Then the other thing that I do with the Phobos leather sheaths is the Tier 1C. Is you can take the scout carry straps, which were set up exactly like this, but you can take the top scout carry strap and move it down to the second set of grommets towards the bottom here, and then you could thread your Tier 1 Mini or Tier 1 Mini Mini sheath on and piggyback it. And that's what I did with the Tier 1C and the Tier 1 Mini Gen 2. And I had this one set up the same way, but I switched it out to show everybody. But the Tier 1 Mini is a bit big on this leather, but the Tier 1 Mini Mini piggybacks on here perfectly. Like I said, same thing. You just move your ferrocium rod up to the corner here, move the second scout carry strap down, and now you can piggyback a Tier 1 Mini Mini with the Tier 1 BC. And it's a lighter, more compact version of the original that I did. Yeah, Rick, I agree. I like the dangler option for that reason. If you're out doing a lot of stuff or even hiking, if you're carrying something that rides real high, then yeah, it tends to jab you in the side and everything. Oh, 6 inch total. Yeah, yeah. So that's a smaller blade, kind of like Oh, I got it. I think I got it packed away. But the Spartan Blades Enyo, that little neck knife piggybacker. Which, yeah, unfortunately, I got all that packed away. But yeah, that's a good size. Yeah, the Tier 1 Mini Mini would be the closest. And it's got a 3.5 inch blade overall. But you can also take the scales off and run it as just a full skeletonized knife as well, and use it as a necker or a small IWB knife or something. Me personally, I like the scales. I can't remember where I put my other knives. Somehow I lost them. Yeah, but it's small like the Enyo is what I'm thinking. Yeah, Rich, for most stuff, are you talking like 5 or 6 inch blade or 5 or 6 inch overall? Because I think that even the Enyo is like 6 3/4, 7 overall or something like that. It's got to be in that range. Um, yeah, 5 or 6 inch. So yeah, overall something like the Tier 1 BC, which I did clean these and wicked wax them, but one of these days I'm gonna come on here and all my knives are gonna be clean. No, really, maybe I don't know, but yeah, that's and this kind of like took over. I used to carry the Spartan Blades Horkos, which I still have somewhere. but I put them away, so now I don't know where. Yeah, Squatch. Which the cleaning the knives part? Hey, Squatch. Post your link if people want to get in touch with you for like custom knife lanyards or slingshot lanyards or any of that stuff. I'd mentioned it a little while ago. Yeah, I'll have clean knives someday. As soon as, like, when I'm one of those big YouTube channels, I'll have an assistant that cleans my knives or something. Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, which, yeah, yeah. So the easiest way, if you're looking for like your slingshot frame lanyards or custom knife lanyards or frame bags, is to send Squatch an email. There, I pinned his email address at the top there. So if anybody's looking for those custom lanyards and stuff, yeah, or Squatch Creations on Facebook. Yeah, that sounds like a great setup there, Moose Man. Yeah, I think yeah, if I were really running a like a long term outdoor set, I would. This is kind of what I'm leaning towards here. Is believe it or not, like three knives. Like I said, this one I have piggybacked on the Tier One BC, so that would be the common way I would do that, and that's kind of how I would run it. And then if I were going to do like a lot of food processing, skinning, stuff like that, I think that's where this blade is going to come in. Is the Alaris? Like I said, it just comes across as a chef knife on steroids. Just polish it up a little bit. Like I said, I'm probably gonna reprofile it to like 18 degrees and make it like real slicey razor sharp. Oh, you're welcome, Squatch. Anytime, brother man. Got you covered. Yeah, so Moose Man, you got quite the collection going, huh? But yeah, I think if I were going to be hauling a lot of steel, it would probably be something like this. With, like I said, the Alaris pretty much for my food prep and processing. The Tier 1 BC would be my all around fire starter, bushcraft survival knife. And then a small knife. This is a CPM 154 CM, so it'll hold an edge pretty good. Also, it's easy to sharpen, so like a lot of fine carving if I were building any type of traps, fish traps, any traps like that. That would be it. And then this is kind of like the all-around knife. Uh, Jack of all trades, master of none, I would say, would be the best way to describe this one. Like right in the middle of everything. I mean, you could pretty much do anything with this. Uh, maybe not batoning some big stuff, but you could still baton like small wood kindling. Not like you need to. Just throw it on the fire. You don't have to YouTube everything. I mean, like, that's okay, William. We all have a knife problem here. Pull up a seat, stand up, tell everybody your name. Hi, my name's William, and I have a knife problem. And the rest of us do too. It's okay. And the ones that don't have knife problems are typically enablers, but we accept them as well. So yeah, so this is pretty much what I would run. Primarily these three knives though. And then on top of that, I would have like a saw and a small hatchet, like a silky Gomboy Outback 240 or something would be perfect. Yeah, Moose Man, you've been collecting for a while though, huh? Or are you in like one of the inadvertent collectors where you buy it to use it, but then you use it for a while, then you buy another one, then you're like, oh, I got to try the new one, and then the old one gets put aside, and then it's that cycle. Not that that's ever happened to me. That would never happen to me, but Asking for a friend, they say, right? Yeah, Anonymous, we used to, I don't know how old you are, but back in the day, we used to just carry knives when we were like 8 or 10. It was pretty normal. All the fishing and stuff like that. It was completely normal for us to carry knives. It wasn't odd. And nowadays, it's not cool. Royce, I wish I knew how to do that. I have no clue how to set subtitles to Spanish. I don't need. Is there even subtitles? Is there? I don't know. I think. Don't you need StreamYard or something for that? I got to look into that stuff. Yeah, Rich. I think a lot of the remake knives are second rate, and I only heard like if you get those knives direct from the guy who makes them, then they're good, but the rest of them not so good. William, how many is too many? Um, I used to say you had too many knives when water crossings became scary and technically undoable. That was too many. But then if you're carrying that many knives, just walk down river until you get to a bridge and cross the bridge. Don't go in the water. I don't know how many is too many. I've been trying to figure that out myself. Like typically, I don't own more than like maybe 5 or 6 knives altogether. But now that I'm doing the YouTube thing, I'm gonna own a few more. But I think I'm just gonna own like variants of stuff I like. I'm not gonna get into like 10 or 20 different brands. Squatch, how many slingy thingies is too many? The answer is the exact same number as how many knives are too many. No, I don't have a scatchet. I just have a regular Granfors Brooks. To be honest, the hatchet is probably one of my least used tools. Not sure why it worked out that way, but that's what I have for a hatchet. Just the Granfors Brooks Wildlife Hatchet. It's 13 inches overall. Yeah, 10 to run with and 200 to pick from. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's how the government works too. Yeah, the I think the Skatchet's pretty cool. But I think the next hatchet type thing I'm getting is going to be the Phobos knives. He's got the Tombat. It's like a tactical combat tomahawk or something. Combat tomahawk. And like I said, he makes like two versions of it. One in the A2 steel, and the other one in CPM 3V. So I'm kind of thinking I want to do the CPM 3V and for that one. Yeah, you could even do something like this and just carry like these two would be a pretty cool little combo. The Calcula and the Wildlife Hatchet. Yeah, that's become a popular thing. The axe throwing, the hatchet throwing, knife throwing. That's really popular. I think I need a bigger table to set this stuff up before. Um, but yeah, three primary tools. I would always say, everybody always says a hatchet. Have yourself a decent saw and a knife. Kapow, and that's would be quite the little trio combo. And then of course I've always had my the piggyback knife on there just in case. So that right there is a pretty good kit. And then you throw in your Leatherman, maybe a ferro rod, stuff like that. Yeah, they don't build stuff today the way they did the World War II. You still hard use that, or like is that an EDC thing, or once in a while thing you carry that? Yeah, I think that's been one of the coolest things about doing this YouTube channel so far is you hear some pretty wild stuff about what people are carrying and like different knives from different eras. Some people are carrying knives they've had for 30 years. Some people get a new knife every other week. Yep, the magnet on that definitely sticks to the steel cup. It's a real steel cup. Um, I was carrying this. I'm into the 18650 type flashlight battery type things. I am loaded with technical terms tonight. Like I am good to go. But I've been checking out that Ace Beam. It's the Terminator M2X or MX2 or something RGB. Yeah, some stuff for over 50 years, man. That's amazing. I've never hung on to anything. I traveled way too much. Um, like I moved every 6 months most of my life with the seasons. I'd work in the Northeast in spring, summer, fall, and then go down to Florida or Texas or um, out in Vegas or something for the winter to work. But yeah, that Ace Beam Terminator M2X RGB, it's actually like it's a flood and a spotlight in one, and it has like a bunch of different LED things. It runs off an 18650 battery. I think that's something I'm gonna try. I think that would be awesome having a floodlight and a spotlight in one. But I've been using the Olight Mini Warrior 2 for a while now. They're okay. I got two of them. One of their Olight deals. But the thing is, I know they have a Mini Warrior 3 now. The problem I had with these is this tail cap. It would get like pocket lint or something in it, and then it just wouldn't work. You'd get nothing out of it. T Rex, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. Rex, I gotta find your number again. I meant to send you a text about that sticker, but I think I didn't label your number, so it's in my phone. I just got to guess which one it is, and sometimes I guess wrong. I'll send somebody a text and they'll be like, "What are you talking about? I ain't got no stinking stickers, pal. Go get your own stickers." Rich, that full size, the Marauder one, that's that big like $600 flashlight in the custom box and everything, right? Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah, and the Javelot's pretty sweet too. I know they came out with the mini Javelot, but I'm kind of butthurt with Olight to be honest. I used to have a whole bunch of their flashlights, spent a whole bunch of money on their flashlights and whatnot. And then I tried talking to them about, like doing something with the YouTube channel. And they pretty much told me to go pump sand. And I'm like, come on. Like I sent them a nice friendly email and let them know which account and stuff I had. And, I was very polite and courteous and was just looking for, a little collaboration with them or something. And they're like, nah, go pump sand, little guy. So I'm a little bit butthurt by Olight. So I don't know. Whereas, like I think I have like a diamond membership with Olight, and they kind of told me to pump sand, but I never bought a night core before. And they reached out to me and sent me this one, the MT2A Pro. And I'm definitely digging it. It's a pretty cool little flashlight. I've been using it for like EDC and stuff. I'm digging it, but I want to get the shorter one, the MT1A Pro. And the other thing that Nightcore has is they have like solar and battery banks and stuff. Very important. Solar is a great way to keep your phone, your communications and stuff up. Oh no, Scott, I take rejection very well. I really don't care to be honest with you. I'm quite used to it. I used to date and stuff, so I got rejected all the time. I'm good like that. I'm like the black sheep of the crowd. Like even in the skydiving community, you have You have all your skydivers and even in the, like 30,000 skydivers in the country. And I'm in the like 1% of skydivers that like A, do it professionally, B, become a FAA parachute rigger and stuff. So even in like a small niche minority group, I'm still part of the minority. I could care less about rejection. Doesn't mean I can't be a little bit butthurt about something and be like, I can't figure this out. Ah, gotcha, T-Rex. Yeah, I'll get that after the live chat because odds are if I mess with it now, I'll cause an accident. Something will go wrong, something will glitch, and they'll be like, oh no, I ruined the live chat again. But yeah, Rex, I'm looking into getting some stickers made hopefully sooner than later as well. So I'll have to send some out to you guys. I got to talk to my sticker. There was a guy, actually, I got to talk to Bluminati. He does some awesome graphic stuff. I'd like to do some updating on that and then get some stickers done. That would be very cool. So yeah, but I'm digging the Nightcore. I don't know if you've seen their EDC versions. I got like the flat versions. They're kind of like what are they? The Olight Arcfells, but the Nightcore ones are pretty sweet. They got like 3 or 4 different versions, the EDC 23, 25. I want to say 27 and 29. Yeah, William, are those like the old school mag lights? Jet Jet tag keychains. No clue, never heard about that. Burkle Cerakote, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. You were the guy I want to talk to. That's awesome that you're here, man. I want to know where did I put my knife? I lost it. How did I do that? I think I've lost like 4 knives tonight. Looking for my calcula. Oh, here it is. Burkles, what do you think of this? Getting a different. I'm gonna do a different scale set. But what do you have for like multicam greens, like OD green? Because I'm gonna do a calcula with it's gonna have black liners and OD green scales. And I was wondering about like have satin finish like this. Can you Cerakote this and have it like matte? The guy came here to relax, and I'm like, hey man, let's go to work. What do you think of this? But dude, I just came here to chill. I came here for the LOLs, the lulls, the chuckles. Yeah, I'm gonna once I got the scales, I'll have you take a look at it. Because I want to match up a Cerakote finish with the scales that are going to be on their ODM black. And then what about the logos? The branding, like the Phobos knives? Is that something I'm not sure how you would retain that, or do you like Cerakote it and then I could send it to Phobos for the laser etching after? I don't know if you can you laser etch Cerakote? Like I think that would be a pretty cool design with the OD blade. And yeah, I love this knife. This is one of those knives where you're like, I just got to own more than one because yeah, if anybody's looking for some custom Cerakote stuff, um, Burkle Cerakote, he's been beating it up, smashing it pretty good. He's got a channel. If you can check him out. Oh, you do have a laser. So what do I need? Like a JPEG or something like that of the thing? What do I need to make the laser work besides a miracle and me not touching it? So I think the trick is I'm going to try to clean up a little bit as I go because how many people here do live chats and then when they're done the live chat, you spend like an hour cleaning up? Dead Space carries a big Drago tack. Never even heard of it, man. Like who makes that? Is that the company? Is that the knife maker Drago tack or is that the model? I've never heard of that one. Yeah, so Burkles, what else can you do with that laser? Pretty much, you can do anything with a laser nowadays, right? All American Prepper, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for showing up, dude. How goes it with you? All American Prepper's been beating up the lives again. How many lives a day you doing now, AAP? Oh, Bastinelli. Okay, yeah, that's I've definitely heard of them. Any experience with the Silky Zubot? Yeah, man, I got experience with the Silky Zubot for sure. A very unique experience with the Silky Zubot. Um, One of our pilots in skydiving was a world class arborist. His name was John Greer. You can look him up. He's on Instagram and stuff. He's a world champion arborist, and he was our pilot. Him and I ended up talking some shop, and I busted out my trendy bushcrafter Baco Laplander, and he laughed at me, telling me how pathetic it was. And and he went over to his car and took out a Silky Zubot and taught me what saws should do and how they work and all that good stuff. And I've owned a Silky Zubot ever since. Of course, I put it somewhere and I don't know. Yeah, of course. This has got to be about my fifth or sixth Silky Zubot, and not because anything ever went bad with them. It's because I went out with some friends camping or doing whatever, and they finally got a chance to like use this thing, and they loved it. So I'm like, yeah, this one's getting a little beat. I'll give you this one, and then I just ordered myself a new one down the road. Or like if I was about to travel somewhere, yeah. See, once again, man, if I would have known I was going to take this out, I would have cleaned it. But I don't have clean tools on the show all the time. But yeah, man, the Silky Zubot, this is the 330. It's what I've rolled with ever since. It is highly efficient, awesome saw. You can get it in they have like 330, 300, 270, and like a 240 or something. And it does go up to like a 360. Oh, Berkeley's, the assembly mat is for a die dam Delta die assault matrix paintball gun. And it looked a lot like a saw or something like that. A saw M249. It's a electro-pneumatic paintball gun for like $1,800. And in like, I don't know, 30 years of paintballing, it's probably got to be the crappiest paintball gun I ever bought. It is absolute trash, man. Don't ever buy a die assault matrix paintball gun. They're garbage. It never worked out of the box, and then I'm like, hey, send me one that works. They couldn't do it. I was like, whatever, there's something wrong with this. Yeah, here, I'm trying to move stuff. There's actually a picture, well, part of the diagram of what it looked like. If I can get it over to the camera. Here we go. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looked like. That's like a standard magazine, but it had like this box magazine, it was like it had a loader that would feed the balls up into the gun. And I want to say it was like it held like 400 paintballs or something in the box. And like I said, it kind of looked like a saw M249 when you saw it. But yeah, I'd love that gun. It's like the coolest paintball gun I ever owned, but it was also like the biggest piece of trash I ever owned. It never worked right. The Airosmith guy was always messing with it. So yeah, not a good investment, that's for sure. Yeah, Rob. Yeah, we'll definitely talk. I gotta like reboot the Discord or something. Discord has not been working well for me. I don't know what's wrong with it. I probably pushed the wrong button or something. But yeah, man, we can definitely talk about something like that. Oh, yeah, the Cerakote, yeah, definitely corrosion resistance as well, and that's why I'm into like the PVD and the DLC coatings and stuff. Spent a lot of time in Florida, and like the air down there just eats metal. It's crazy. It's almost unbelievable how fast things rust down there. Yeah, DM me for sure. Yeah, Berkeley. I started playing paintball. like 1986, man. Paintball was invented in 1984 in Henniker, New Hampshire, and I was lucky enough to start playing in like '86. And place in Ware, New Hampshire. Guy was just running backyard games, and then he turned it into a paintball field, and the rest is history. AG Paintball in Ware, New Hampshire. Yeah, I've been playing there off and on my entire life. It's awesome. It's a fun game. And now that I'm older and the rules have changed, like you can't discipline kids, you can't yell at kids, you can't put them in timeout because it's psychological abuse. You can't do any of that stuff. But what you can do is bring them to the paintball field, have their parents sign a waiver, and you can light them up like a Christmas tree on the paintball field all day. That's why I love paintball. That's just not right. But yeah, the corrosion. So Berkeley, that's good on the corrosion. How is the durability on it though? Um, like compared to like DLC and PVD. I know it's better obviously than standard paint or powder coat. Yeah, airsoft is cool too. I haven't played much airsoft. That's like a whole other set of gear to buy. But yeah, I'm doing more of the bushcraft type thing nowadays. I'm sure I'll get out. I'm friends with the owner of the paintball field still. I'll get out there. I might even be able to do some videos and stuff. Um, Actually, I'll leave that one out. Yeah, I might be able to do some paintball videos and stuff. Yeah, I think most adults nowadays would want to see that for sure. Um, this is a Granfer's hatchet. This is the wildlife hatchet, the 13 inch. I'm gonna get the small forest axe as well. It's on my list, but it's not. Axes and hatchets is not something that I commonly use. I would say most of it's like a saw and a knife. I'm more likely to use. Yeah, AAP. Do you post any of those videos on YouTube? How's that work out for you? Yeah, the Grainfors Brooks. Yeah, it's from Sweden. Yeah, you're definitely right there. Yeah, Granfors Brooks is a Swedish axe and tool company, and I like their stuff so far. I've had pretty good luck with it. But I'm definitely into. I don't know why, but I like those modern full tang uh, hatchets that they got out there. Like I said, Phobos Knives has the Tombat, and that's something I'm willing to try out and give a play with. Yeah, I was even looking at another small maker, uh, Bone Tactical. I've looked at he's got an interesting little hatchet and um like a small axe, like a 21 inch and a 12 inch. Yeah, Cold Steel makes some pretty good hatchets. But I wouldn't put them in the hand forged category by any standards. Would I choose the Zubot over the big boy? No, I would not. I would choose the big boy over the Zubot. The Zubot for me is a lot of sentimental value. It's a great saw all the way around. Like I said, multiple sizes, but for compactability and throwing it in a pack and stuff like that, I would get the big boy. Papa Rhino, how you doing, brother, man? Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up, dude. How you doing? Yeah, Squash, did you get that custom pickle yet? Or maybe that's why I didn't hear from you today. You were playing with your frames. Yeah, Condor. Yeah, they make some decent machetes too. Even Beavercraft. Beavercraft is they got a decent hatchet and axe setup. I've been kind of looking at. I might test those out. Beavercraft is offered me, we've been talking about doing some stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to spread it too thin. I just kind of want to, if I use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. And I only want to like kind of like go over the gear that I actually use. I don't want to do like the infomercial thing on all different gear that I don't use or that somebody wanted me to use and say I use. Or you guys know what I'm talking about. I think integrity on this is going to be a big thing. Remy, yeah, that's the Granfors Brooks Scandinavian Forest Axe. How do you like that? Oh, that's nice. Nice little ride through the country, Papa Rhino. Getting one with the outdoors. That's awesome, man. Anything spectacular, or do you see any wild critters, anything like that? Yeah, Berkeley, you were right, man. You were spot on. I'm not going to question you. Yeah, it does sound a little bit dumb that you love your Ozark hatchet, but to each their own, right? We're not going to judge here. We're going to allow anybody to carry what they want, even if it sucks. I mean, like no matter what. Like we don't discriminate. No, I'm just kidding, man. I just don't do Walmart. I just can't. Oh, and Taylor, welcome to the chat, man. How you doing? Where do I live? I live in the northeastern United States in New Hampshire currently, but I've lived all over the country from California, Nevada, Florida, Texas, Maine, New York, even Massachusetts, unfortunately. Yeah, I've traveled quite a bit. Nice, Papa Rhino. Great, man. Yeah, I know how much you love the outdoors. Um, I don't get out for drives, but I get out for bike rides, and I completely relate. Chaos Theory, yeah, 603 representing. Yeah, I was born and raised in New Hampshire, and then left for the army, and then did a skydiving career after that, which had me traveling. I wasn't home for over 25 years. I visited a few times, but then I ended up back here again, and that's a whole other story. Yeah, it was. It's rough. But it was just right over the border. I could run to New Hampshire in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes if I had to. So I was mostly safe there. I worked at a skydive center called Skydive Pepperell in Pepperell, Massachusetts, and it's just right over the New Hampshire state line, right by Nashua, New Hampshire. And yeah, you could literally, in fact, if you jump at 14,000 feet and open at 10,000 feet, you can easily fly back to New Hampshire. You don't have to land back in Massachusetts, which is illegal. Don't do it. It's against the federal aviation regulations, but accidents can and do happen. And you might accidentally have an off landing. I'm kind of like I'm in the city, almost in the country, but I'm surrounded by suburbia, which makes the outdoor stuff pretty difficult. There's very little public land or land that you can go camping on. What like Canadians call Crown land, we call BLM land. The nearest BLM land from here that you can do some camping and stuff on is a couple hours north. So yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of suburbia, right on the edge of a city. Yeah, Papa Rhino, I'm with you, man. Yeah, yeah, all American prepper. I kind of know your neck of the woods there, because you're around like Lakeland area. I work down there at Skydive Tampa Bay, which is at the South Lakeland Airport. Um, that's where you see the white alligators, man, and the what are those ponds called? Yeah, oh, and the Granfors Brooks wildlife hatchet. That's a banger for sure. Um, but yeah, I think I want to get into the full tang hatchets. I want to try a couple of those. But I do like the Granfors Brooks hatchet. It has an awesome swing to it. Um, Great handle, ergonomically correct. It's comfortable. Remy, the Phobos are actually taken over. They haven't gotten much use yet because most of them were just bought or were just gotten, and they are something that I'm rotating into my usage. Yeah, Chaos Theory. I'm right outside Concord right now, but yeah, I grew up down south Manchester, and I left there in like '93, and I can't believe how bad the place has gotten. But your mother worked at Skydive Tampa Bay? Yeah, I don't know about the politics. I really don't care about the politics. I don't get involved with the politics because too many people get upset and get their panties in a bunch, and I just haven't got the time or the interest in it. Oh, and which one is my favorite? My all around of the Phobos knives. It's a coin toss, man. For like function and all that. The like I like the tier one BC would probably be the one knife I would go to. Uh yeah, I definitely dig that. And with the Magna cut and everything, it holds an edge, blah blah blah, all the good stuff. But if I had to pick my absolute favorite Phobos knife, it's not really fair. But yeah, it's this set right here. This is the Phobos Tier 1C and Tier 1 Mini Gen 2 that Eric Hansen made the set for me. Knives and pizza, that's not fair. That's like one of those trick questions like forever. Oh, the one on are you talking the one that had the tattoo stuff and everything there, Chaos Theory? Which end of Elm Street was it on? I might know him or people that work there. Was it like a piercing shop as well? Oh, and the farthest that I've traveled, well, I don't know, like in a car or on a bicycle. I mean, I've gone to California a few times and whatnot, gone out west in a car. But I did a lot of bike touring or bike packing. What I don't know what they call it anymore. I have bags on my bike and I travel long distance with it. The bags contain the gear that I need to make those travels. So whether it's bike touring or bike packing, I don't know. I don't care. But I've done ride. I think my longest ride was like East Marches, Long Island, New York to Key West, Florida. Somewheres I ended up doing somewheres around 2,500 miles, I think, for that trip. But I've done like 17 trips from either Florida to New York or New York down to Florida. And that would probably be, yeah, I used to, because I would work seasonally. Like I said, I worked winters mostly in Florida and summers in the Northeast. I would get a couple weeks off in between seasons and I would ride my Cannondale, not a motorbike, a push bike. I would ride that from one job to the next job, and then when I was down in Florida for the winter, I'd ride from like Key West back up to New York or wherever I worked in Florida. You're from Georgia, the country, not Georgia, the state, right? Yeah, I don't know what the rules and laws are and stuff there. I know I don't want any part of it. Yeah, Chaos Theory. You know a little dude named Brian Farley? Oh, and my day was awesome. I had a great day. Did some more research on stuff I want to do for my channel. Um, did some research on gear. I started. I did some wicked wax on my scales, except for these ones I didn't do because those ones, like I said, I don't want to put anything on these. I think I'm going to dye them, and that is going to be the knife thingy. That's how we do what we do. Yeah, Chaos Theory. But then there's this group called the Bike Packers, and I guess because they have a slightly different bag set for their bike, it's a different game. It's like the same garbage they did with rock climbing. Like rock climbing used to be trad or aid climbing, and when you were hanging out waiting for your climbing partner to show up at the local crag because he had to work late or something, you did some messing around on the boulders, which then became bouldering. But then there was a group of people that didn't want to pay for lead gear. All those springy thingies are expensive, lead racks expensive, all that good stuff. So then they came out with sport climbing, which is nothing more than throwing up a bolted route and getting a bunch of quick draws to clip bolts. So yeah, it's evolved, and biking has done the same thing. Like now they have this bike packing if you have a certain bag set up, or it's bike touring if you have the other bag set up. And yeah, I'm not really sure what the game is anymore. So I just call it like biking distance with stuff on my bike that I need to survive. It's a fun game to play. Everybody's welcome to it. Yeah, I think we get caught up to in like subcategorizing things. Like skiing is the same way. Like there's downhill skiing, cross country skiing, ballet skiing, randonnée skiing, ski jumping, skiing bumps, moguls. It can't just be out skiing. Rock climbing is, like I said, it's aid climbing, sport climbing, trad climbing, bouldering, and then there's pulling on plastic indoors. Oh, this one, Burkles. Burkles, have you seen that? Of course you have. You got to be on top of this one. It's like something R200 Cerakote. It's like a grippy Cerakote. Like it's designed to spray on and it's grippy. Have you seen that? Which one knife that you regret buying or making? Oh, and I don't have that. That stuff doesn't. I don't think that exists in my world, man. I think that I think through my purchases so thoroughly that I don't think I don't really ever buy anything that I'm disappointed with, except for that paintball gun. But like when it comes to like knives and axes and saws and multi tools and um, camping gear, tents, sleeping bags, camp chairs, mountain biking, skydiving gear, rock climbing gear. I've never disappointed. I like kind of do my research and find out the pros and cons and make an educated decision. Yeah, all right, yeah, chaos. I'm the same Gen X. I'm like right in the middle of the Gen Xers, and yeah, I'm gonna call it just bike touring. Like, I'll put whatever bags I want and still call it bike touring. I'm a rebel without a cause, man. But I don't have time to argue and complain about it or cry about it. Who wants to listen anyhow? Yeah, it adds a rough grip texture. So is it just like texture, or is it like does it have that rubberized feel? Anonymous, why are you sadly Gen Z? Which part about it downed you? Was it the drinking from the garden hose? Was it actually having to come home when the lights turned on? Was it having to be outside all day? Which part was the bummer? I mean, we got cool. We got MTV. We got Nintendo. Well, actually, I started on a like Atari and ColecoVision or something. Yeah, exactly. Chaos. I think that's how it rolls. All right, like a pistol grip texture. That's cool. Yeah, man. I think that's like a probably like a Gen X thing. We're just gonna do our thing and call it whatever you want to. We're just doing what makes us happy. I like that. Anybody see that Gen X Talks? I've seen some of their shorts where dad there is about tired of Gen Z son. Yeah, Moose Man, I think you're unique on that one. I think I don't think I've ever tested my knife grips, knife scales like that. The weirdest knife, I don't think I have any weird knives. No, I just have knives that I use really. I mean, I think the weirdest one is probably this Alaris, just because it has like a much taller blade design than what I'm used to, than what I normally would carry, which would be, I mean, these right here represent what I would normally carry all the way through. Um, so I think like the Alaris would be the weirdest one in that it's got the large grip design, the tall blade. Like I said, it's like a chef knife on steroids, and I'm gonna customize it and then beat it up. That's my plan with that one. But that might be the weirdest knife I have. Other than that, I mean, I don't think anything's really weird. I mean, this was a gift, but it's awesome. Um, this is a Spyderco Sage 5, and this is totally the kind of like this is what I would spend my money on and carry. Yeah, Berkeley's. Yeah, that's a beefy piece of CPM 3V. It's got a full point 0.2 inch spine. So 0.20 inch spine, a CPM 3V. And my custom tier 1C is a full, it's 0.25 inches. So this is 0.25 and this is 0.2, just to give you an idea of how chunky these ones are. But it's nice. It's a solid piece of steel. And if you're gonna do like light delimbing, like you down something, you're gonna chop some stuff. The tier 1C it's got enough heft and you can grab, back up on it, and it's a nice light chopper. So very cool. But yeah, that's probably the weirdest knife I have. I don't really buy any of the exotic designer like fantasy knives. They're cool to look at, but I like looking at them, not paying for them. Yeah, Rob, anything's possible, man. Um, yeah, I would get another one for sure. Oh, and I used to hunt, not so much anymore. I got out of it. I was too busy skydiving, and there's way too many people that'll shoot at anything in the woods nowadays. I would rather just not, unnecessary endangerment. Julie, how you doing? You showed up. Awesome. Thanks for showing up to the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, Rob. So the Alaris is something you could use. You think you'd find that knife useful? You've been thunderstruck. How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat, everybody. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of channel people in here. You've got thunderstruck. He does a lot of live fishing. So there's no editing there. He's really not catching fish the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. And, he does catch some fish, but it's a good time. If you're into the fishing thing or any of that, check him out. All American Prepper has a channel as well. Berkeley Cerakote we went over. Extra Cheesy Broccoli has a channel. Yeah, Strider knives are nice. They'll set you back a pretty penny though. But yeah, Strider knives are definitely cool. I had one back in the day, but somebody liked it more than I did, and that ended my I just never got back into it. That's back when they did I'm pretty sure they were just mostly fixed blades, and they were doing all the paracord wrap, and they would rewrap your knife for the rest of your life for free or something with paracord. That's when I had one, but then they changed it all, and I just wasn't digging the new style. I think it changed hands too. Oh, anytime, man. Yeah, just teamwork makes a dream work, man. One hand washing the other. Always glad to help you out. I definitely appreciate you giving me a shout out too, bro. And good times were had by all. I am kind of getting into rather than watching the fake, the over edited 30-minute Bill Dance show or something like that, I'd rather watch these guys really fishing. And that way, I'm not the only one that knows it. Sometimes you just suck at it. Like, there's nothing wrong with going out for 4 hours and not catching a fish. People really do it. And it's still a good time. Like, there's all kinds of fishing sayings. A bad day of fishing is still better than a good day at work. My grandfather got me a tie rack. That was a fishing tie rack, and it said, "Early to bed, early to rise, fish like hell and make up lies." Yeah, definitely, it's a tight community. You got the fishing guys. I think it all fits into the outdoor, but you've definitely got some niche channels that are awesome. Whether it's the knife channels, the slingshot shot channels, the fishing channels, the bushcraft channels, the camping, the hiking. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that just specialize in one niche, and I kind of dabble in all of them. Yeah, and we're not going to get into that kind of stuff though, because you start using the wrong language, and I'm not here to get canceled, unfortunately. But yeah, that's why you don't see any pew pews or firearms or any of that stuff in this show because yeah, whether or not I carry it is kind of my Second Amendment right and decision, and I don't need to share it with everybody. Oh, okay. The company was 704. Strider is the style. Okay, I was thinking Strider knives. But yeah, sorry, Owen. It just if you talk to the guys with the pew pew channels, they'll kind of tell you to leave it alone unless you want to get canceled. And I think there's more that I can show people. It's a little bit more well rounded than just pew pews. And there's people way more qualified than me that could get into that stuff. I don't get into any one thing that heavily, especially when it comes to that. And yeah, unfortunately, you guys know how this game is played. Yeah, that's true. Nice. Yeah, anybody ever freak themselves out swimming someplace and think something? I know that happened to me a few times down when I lived in the Florida Keys. I would I'd go swimming and rub something on the foot, and there's really sharks and stuff down there and stuff that wants to ruin your day. So that would always freak me out a bit. But yeah, I can definitely relate. That definitely happens often. Yeah, well, and what part of Florida are you going to? Do you know? Yeah, Remy, you and me both. If I could get an MKB9, I would have one. Yeah, the MKB9, that I think the tier 1C is in the largest size range I've ever owned for a knife. Um, I might have owned like the tier 1C overall, I want to say is like 12 and a quarter. And that's probably the 12-inch range is probably the biggest knife I've ever owned. But yeah, the MKB9 is one that I've been trying to get my hands on. I saw one on eBay maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I want to say they were like 345 new, and the guy was selling it for like 900. Yeah, chaos is totally right. That is a saying, man. Show up on vacation, go home on probation. Remy, how much is he looking to get for it? Like, I don't know. If Like, do you have a dog you can sell or a daughter or something? Maybe sell the wife's car. I don't know. I would. There's got to be a way to get it. He wants 600 from you. Did you tell him that knife is only 345 new? I don't know, man. I would. I'd be like, how much do you value my friendship? 200 bucks cash money. You go now. Yeah, man. Sell your kids new Xbox. Like you need that. And you'd be doing them a favor. You get rid of that Xbox, man. They'll probably start studying harder. They'll crack a book open. Um, how am I stepping all over the gun channels? I'm a little bit confused on that. Yeah, Remy, that's a hard one to find. If that's something you can get, you might not get a second chance at it. I've been looking now for a couple of years, and I've only seen a couple, and they tend to go. Like I said, the last one I saw was 900. I saw some in the five, six, $700 range. I saw one that was like 400, but it had been beaten on pretty good. Yeah, nice and pizza. You could say it's a solid investment. Some of them have some great resale value. Like, yeah, we were just talking about the MKB 9. I'm pretty sure the original selling price was like 345, 365, but I haven't seen one in decent condition for under like five, $600. And even the one I saw for 900 had some marks on the leather and a little bit of wear use and stuff, but they were still asking 900. And yeah, he sold it within a week or two, I think. Jess Outdoors, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. How's everything on the other side of the pond treating you? Very good, very good. Yeah, Jess, we were just showing. I'm not sure if you saw these ones yet, but I got the Phobos Solaris, which is kind of like I'm calling the chef knife on steroids, which is a new like Christmas birthday present, and the Phobos knives, the Calcula. Yeah, and the Alaris is CPM 3V, and this is CPM S35VN. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. I don't know. Florida's changed so much since 2020. I couldn't really be honest and tell you too much about it. I haven't been there since. Which knife is the most expensive, Owen? I think the tier one BC is the most expensive one. And these are somewheres around the 365 range or so, 350 to 380, depending on fit and scales and stuff. But yeah, this is the most expensive one. And they just had Phobos. If you missed the sale, like Black Friday sale was like 40% off. I think that lasted like a week or 10 days, and then it was 30% off up until Christmas Eve. But these sold out so fast. He sold out of these like quick, quick. Yeah, Chaos, I agree, man. Yeah, no, thanks for clarifying that for everybody. Yeah, it's oh, how do I say this? I guess they just found a way to infringe on our First Amendment and our Second Amendment at the same time, with us agreeing to the TOS, the terms of service, which you have to do to be on YouTube. So once you made an agreement, then you're kind of stuck following their rules. It doesn't matter what the law says. You've made an agreement. Justin, I haven't owned any buck knives in probably over 30 years, man. So yeah, unfortunately, no current buck knives. Adventure 50, thanks for showing up, man. Have a good night. Hope you had fun. We're doing for everybody to know, we're doing our live chats now on Friday nights at 8 p.m. and Sunday mornings 8 a.m. both Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't catch us on Friday night because you're busy, you can catch us for coffee Sunday mornings. But yeah, thanks for coming to the chat, Adventure 50. Definitely enjoyed having you here as always. Yes, All American Prepper. That would definitely be Polk County. Yeah, Sheriff Judge Dredd. What's his name? Judge, right? Man, he don't mess around in Polk County. You mess around in Polk County, and he'll get you. What do I usually EDC? Um, lately I have been EDCing one of these two, either the Tier One Mini or the Mini Mini, and then usually my Leatherman Surge. So I'll go on the smaller side. My Leatherman Surge, and then my Spyderco Sage 5, and then magnets definitely work on those, and then like Warrior Mini 2. And a lot of times I've been sticking a slingshot frame in my cargo pocket and a little bag of clay shot, and when I get the chance I'll practice with my slingshot. But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm EDCing right here, is just this stuff. Then of course other EDC is I've got my watch, wallet, and my keys. But a lot of times, because I do cycling instead of driving a car like most people, I carry a bunch of other stuff. I have a small camelback backpack where I carry a little bit more than what most people would EDC. So it pretty much covers everything I need it to. Like I said, I have some other stuff in my backpack when I'm riding. Yeah, oh, and the biggest knife I have is currently the Tier 1C at 12 and a quarter. That's by far the biggest knife that I have. But if I can get my hands on a MKB9, that would change. But typically, I find that like once it gets beyond like a certain knife size, like the standard, like, we'll say 4.5, 5.5 inch knife. That's usually when I start pulling out a saw and a hatchet or something. Usually the saw will take care of it, and the hatchet will anything over. Oh yeah, okay. I never really stock Bandit for a backpack. The Spyderco? No. Actually, that the Spyderco is probably one of the smallest folders I've carried in years. Um, Prior to this, I had a Spartan Blades Palace in S35 VN, the blackout, which was bigger than this and definitely heavier. And then before the Spartan Blades, I carried a ZT0200, and that probably covers the last 20 years or so. Yeah, Everly stock makes some great stuff, man. Yeah, it should definitely be comfortable. It's definitely pricey, but definitely worth it. Yeah, yeah. You could always IWB it instead of putting it in the pack or something. Yeah, exactly, Jess. I've heard that one before. There's a reason they call it fishing and not catching. I can definitely relate to that. The smallest knife, this one, this is the Phobos Tier 1 Mini Mini. It's in CPM 154 cm steel, and it has there's a variety of scale and color options for it. It also comes in a PVD or satin finish, so you can get it in the satin finish as well, like this, or the black PVD. So, and the slightly bigger brother is the Tier 1 Mini. So, and the Mini Mini has a 3.5 inch blade versus the Mini has a 4 inch blade. So those are the two small knives that I have. Whoops, if that helps. And you can switch out the scales on these. Like if you decided you like the Tier 1 Mini, but you like the skeletonized scales from the Mini Mini, you can switch them out. It's kind of quite the handy little system. I know I've shown it on here a little bit before, but you've got the Tier 1 Mini, the Tier 1 Mini Mini, and there's also a non-beveled trainer Tier 1 Mini. So if you are planning on, using your Tier 1 Mini Mini for self-defense, you can get a beveled trainer to work on your draw without destroying your stuff, or practice, practice, practice. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, okay. So people deleting messages. Yeah, Jess, I've been there too. Spent the whole day, but it's nice R&R, right? Yeah, yeah. You guys, yeah, the Kukris are legendary blades. That's one I haven't gotten yet. I want to try out, but I don't know. There's all kinds of good reviews on Kukris. I just haven't had the chance to try one. Yeah, All American Prepper. That's definitely the way to go. Casting net. I used to go fishing down in the Keys and just go in the backyard with a casting net, and I would fill up a 5 gallon bucket with well, not fill it up all the way, like whatever I needed, a third, a quarter full, half full, depends on what was going on. But yeah, with the those Key West pink shrimp, man, we could catch those all day down there with a casting net. And yeah, man, that is some good eats. If you've never had Florida, uh, the pink shrimp, Florida, yeah, Key pink shrimp or something they call it, along with stone crab. Stone crab and Florida Key pink shrimp is the way to go. Like a plate full of that. But man, the stone crab's expensive. Last I knew it was like 65, $75 a pound. Do I go fishing? Yeah, oh, and I used to do a lot of fishing, not so much in recent years, but something I'm definitely looking more into. Yeah, I've done like bass fishing, trout fishing, fly fishing. Big fan bait caster reels is my favorite. Yeah, I've definitely done some fishing. My dad and his friend used to do tournaments when I was a kid. So me and my buddy used to get stuck going to the tournaments and hanging out at the dock fishing, waiting for 'em. Yeah, Remy. I've got experience with Spartan blades. I've talked to both Curtis and Marcus down at Spartan Blades. I've owned a bunch of their knives. I own the Horkos, the Frike, and the Enyo. Also the Palas button lock folder, and the CQB tool is my experience with Spartan blades, and they are well made, good knives. All of mine are maybe, I want to say, somewhere around 12, 13 years old. Um, but yeah, they hold up great, and I had a lot of good luck with them. The S35 VN that they were, I think now they're making them out of S45 VN or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's yeah, Spartan Blades is a great. I don't know about their bronze line though. That's completely new to me. But yeah, their upper echelon stuff, the Horkos, the Aries, um, what else is there? Yeah, those are all good. But my experiences with the Horkos, the Frike, and the Enyo, I've had them on the channel before. Um, but yeah, they're good blades for sure. Like anything else, they all have their pros and their cons. And the only reason why I don't use the Spartan blades anymore is because I was looking for something with more handle comfort. Where the Spartan blades are like sleek, slim profile, all that, which is nice. I just for longer term use, I didn't find them as comfortable. Which that's they did what they're designed to do, and I did stuff with them they weren't really designed to do. So it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, if you're not sure how to sharpen your knife, I would say the best way to do it is find and have them do it. So, um, yeah, if you're looking to get a knife sharpened quick, I would just bring it to a knife sharpener. There's a guy that runs around in the knife community, Kyle Coonley, does knife sharpening. If you run across him. All right, Anonymous, thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for joining in. We appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll see you Sunday morning for coffee. But yeah, we've been at it a little over 2 hours now. Yeah, man, that's the way I would do it. Is yeah, I would find a knife sharpener. If you got a big knife and you're not accustomed to sharpening already, I would just find a pro to do it. That's what I would always recommend. I'll have to get Kyle Coonley's email or something, or find out if he's on Instagram or something. But he does a lot of the knife sharpening in the communities. He's kind of like a knife sharpening whiz, from what I understand. Um, but yeah, and that's kind of if you're looking to learn to sharpen, that's where those gas station knives and those cheapies come in handy. Is you can if you got a $20-$30 knife, it's no big deal if you screw it up compared to your $200-$300 knives. Yeah, I don't really. I think a blade is a blade. Whether I don't think there's that much of a distinguishment between a hunting blade or a fishing blade or a bushcraft blade or a survival blade. I think a lot of it has to do with marketing. If you can sharpen a knife, then it's pretty much the same. Just figure out what angle it was sharpened at, whether it was 18, 20, 22. Match it up and start making burrs and removing burrs. Yeah, the work sharp table clamp sharpener. I have a work sharp sharpener. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, I have this one, and it's okay. I mean, it does a good job, but it's got some play in it. Like this actually kind of wobbles, so it's gonna change your angles. I mean, it's better when it's tight, but it's gonna change your angles for sure. Yeah, I'm really holding out for the Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro. A wet I mean, a whetstone, it depends on what type of steel it is. For like more traditional steels, yeah, a whetstone is fine. But for some of the new modern steels, the CPM, the S35 VN, the Magna Cut, all that, I recommend like a diamond stone. Yeah, so like when you get into the higher end, the really hard steels, diamond stone, but all the standard like carbon based steels, standard stainless steels. Um, yeah, you can use a traditional whetstone, Arizona stone, or whatever. Um, Butler Outdoors, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for showing up, dude. How goes it? You been out with your slingy thingy lately? Yeah, Chaos. I use like a thin piece of latex or something that I'll put over the blade in the clamp to help hold it and prevent it from messing up the blade. Or like a heavy duty vinyl sticker works as well. Sometimes I've used that on knives to clamp it when I'm sharpening. Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Butler Outdoors yet, he's got an awesome channel. He gets into some slingshots and he's branching out to some other stuff, I believe. Um, but yeah, Butler's been he's been smashing it on the YouTube, man. So yeah, if you're in, he's another outdoor channel. Yeah, Butler, aren't you switching out doing some other stuff, some fishing or something maybe? Yeah, I would have to say trout fishing. Trout fishing, in my opinion, is probably the best eat out of the three. Yeah, Moose man, I used a Lansky sharpener for years and years and years. So my grandfather got me started on it. But yeah, I've got the Kern Lansky set. This is the diamond set with diamond stones. And I like learned on this stuff, man, for sure. I also have the table clamp for it. So you can actually clamp it and it's stationary, which is a great little setup, man. I used the Lansky setup for years and years and years. Nothing really wrong with it. It's great. It gets knife sharp for sure. Um, the uh, the work sharp that was a Christmas gift like 2 years ago. Um, and that's how I got that. Otherwise, I'd probably still be using this. But I'm gonna I'm going big when it comes to the sharpening. I definitely want that. The Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro is what I'm shooting for. That's going to be my buy once cry once kind of thing is the Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro. That's where I'm going to go. In fact, if anybody's shopping for any of the Wicked Edge stuff, if you if you go to the Wicked Edge website and you type in here, I'll put it in the comments. Um, but this is a deal that Phobos Knives has with Wicked Edge. So if you put in that code, WePhobos15, that'll save you 15% off anything at Wicked Edge. So nice little hookup there for you guys. If anybody's on the market for Wicked Edge, I know I am. So unfortunately, Fatty Claus did not bring me a Wicked Edge Gen 4 or Pro this year. So maybe I'll maybe next Christmas, maybe for my birthday, maybe she loves me and it's Valentine's Day. Or maybe I get like a couple million views and I go shopping for cool knife stuff. Either way, I'll take it. But that is on my list of things I must have. Is the Wicked Edge Gen 4 Pro. But yeah, like I said, I used the Lansky. Originally, I had the stone ones, but stone doesn't take down those super steels very quickly. You're going to spend a lot of time sharpening with the stones. And that's why I upgraded my Lansky kit to the diamond. And then, yeah, once I had the diamond set, I gave the old stone set to somebody. If I'm not using it, I just give it away or gift it or, sell it or something. I don't hang on to stuff really. Okay, yeah. So yeah. So Butler, you are gonna be doing like more fishing and hunting and stuff like that, camping and whatever, right? Is that your plan? But yeah, that's the Lansky setup that I used to use. I still I don't care. But like I said, if a little maintenance goes a long way, and I've found that as long as I strop my knives regularly, every few uses, or if I use it extended, if I just strop it, it'll hone the edge, and I very rarely anymore have to take a stone to it unless I did some kind of damage or something, which I usually don't do. But yeah, I don't cut frying pans in half. I don't chop cinder blocks. I don't stick it in the tree and use it as a step. I use a knife for as a knife tool, for cutting stuff and doing, pokey pokey things maybe. But yeah, I'm not into whatever they call it, the extreme abuse of knives or whatever. The YouTube trend that kind of like let's destroy knives, and I think I don't know, whatever, to each their own. If that's what they're having fun doing, knock yourself out. But yeah, you won't catch me smashing on any three, four, $500 knives for no reason. Not incorrectly. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's about it. We've been going geez, a little over 2 hours now. Did anybody else have any other questions? Geez, that went a lot longer than I thought I was going to. I originally came on to show the new calcula, talk about knives a little bit. But yeah, these are fun. I'm definitely enjoying them. I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna schedule these every Friday night for 8 p.m. But yeah, Thunderstruck, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sure if I'll see you in another chat, yours or mine or somebody else's. Take care. Have a good one. Yeah, Jess. So you tend to just bring one knife and it does it all, right? Yeah, that's a good little. Yeah, the Gerber strong arms are great little beaters. Yeah, and that'd be a great inexpensive way to learn how to sharpen and stuff like that as well. Oh, thanks, Colt. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm adding to it slowly but surely. Kind of doing. I don't want to say so much a knife collection, but I'm definitely enjoying my knives. I'm not gonna lie about that one. And this is pretty much no, I'm missing the tier one BC. This is kind of my Phobos lineup. Covers everything from EDC to camping, fishing, hunting, bushcrafting, cleaning animals, you name it, we got it covered. Yeah, the stones are definitely yeah, like I said, I mean, if it, picking whether you're using stones or diamonds is mostly depending on what type of steel you're using mainly. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot about work tough gear. Scab's always talking about them. I know he shows a lot of their knives, but I don't want to get that many knives, man. I'm kind of happy with what I have. If anything, I'll do variants or modifications to these knives, and then that'll free up more money so I can go out and do stuff, do other stuff. I just got a tent I got to buy and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm hoping if I do enough live chats and stuff, it'll help grow the channel a bit, get me a little closer to where I need to be. Yeah, hand sharpen your gunsmithing tools. Yeah, and same with carpentry files and stuff like that. I'd like to get a good set of bench files and start doing some outdoor woodwork and some of that more bushcrafty type stuff. But yeah, that is definitely a way to go. So Jess, one knife to rule them all. What is the one knife that you use for all your outdoor tasks? I'm curious now. What about yeah? Chaos theory. Yeah, I've done a little bit of hammock camping. It didn't go well for me. I didn't have an underquilt, and I definitely froze. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give that another go as well. Probably pick myself up a hammock and an underquilt, and uh, and go from there. Yeah, chaos. I'm not sure that it's actually lighter than a tent. I guess it depends on what system you're using. There's some pretty lightweight tents out there. And the thing with a hammock is you've got the hammock, then you've got the underquilt, then you've got the overquilt, and a lot of them are still throwing air mattresses in there. And then you've got the rigging for the hammock, and then you've got the tarp for the hammock as well. So I think by the time you put all the components together, the weight's pretty close to the same, and I would say that the pack volume might actually be a little bit higher. Um, like I said, depending on what system you're using. You've got to. It's kind of tough to compare hammocks to tents. But yeah, I plan to do cover all the basics, some tarp and bedroll camping, some tent camping, some hammock tent camping, and if I make it big time, I'll be doing some portal edge camping. Wouldn't be my first time camping out on a cliff. I'd like to do it at least once more. So yeah, I go up to northern New Hampshire in either White Horse or Cathedral Edge, and set up a portal edge or a tent at 600 feet on the side of a cliff and call it a night. And you don't have to worry about that knock on the door. When you're sleeping in your car someplace you shouldn't. When you're 600 feet up in a portal edge, yeah, nobody's gonna bother you. Yeah, chaos. The double D hammocks. I've definitely got my eye on one of those. I think I want to get like the. I think it's called the Frontier XL or something. It's got like the double hoop and stuff. Yeah, double D hammocks are the bomb. I almost got a set it a couple of years ago. I ended up getting that. Instead of getting the hammock set up, I got that Snug Pack Special Forces sleep system. It's like the US MSS sleep system where like the two bags zip together to make one big bag. So you have like a 3 season bag and then a cold weather bag. And so it gives you like three options: either use either bag individually or use the two together. Um, I got that instead. So um, yeah, the double D hammock. Also, Light Fighter has a pretty sweet hammock tarp setup. That's like three and a quarter, something like that. I'd like to get. I think the Light Fighter one is equally as cool. So that's something I'm looking at as well. Is the yeah. But yeah, have you used the Chaos? Do you have the double D hammock, or is it just something you know about? Do you have experience with them? Oh yeah, you did say that. You have the jungle hammock. The jungle hammock by Double D. Um, yeah, that's like their lightweight version, right? I'd have to check that out. Hey, BC Gerbs, how you doing, man? Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up, dude. Life is going well. How about you? Yeah, so it's a 13 by 13 tarp. Yeah, you're right, Gerbs. Another day on this side of the dirt. That's about the best we can ask for, right? At least we're still in the game. I know it's getting a little rough up there where you're at, but yeah, we're still in the game, man. Gerbs, you still doing your live tomorrow night? Do you know what time you're doing that? Yeah, Chaos Theory. If you're looking into tarps, um, one of the best top tarps on the market, in my opinion, is the Aqua Quest. Um, the if you're looking for it's like super rugged durability, the the Defender series by AquaQuest is probably one of the best deals on the market for quality for price. And I think like a 10 by 10, I've got a 10 by 13 that absolutely rocks. But I think a 10 by 10 is only like 120 or something like that, $120, like 110 to 130, depending on what pattern you get. If you get like, basic OD, or they got them in woodland camo, the old M84, M81 woodland camo. Ohio Bigfoot, man, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Yeah, so 5 p.m. that works out like 8 p.m. Eastern, right? Like you're 3 hours behind us. You're in Nova Scotia, right? Yeah, Chaos. That's cool, man. Yeah, so you got everything ready. Yeah, how many other people do the bug out bag thing? I wasn't sure if that like has YouTube been oversaturated with bug out bag videos, or is there room for a couple more? I don't know. I don't want to post boring stuff or like repetitive stuff. There's some stuff that I do differently that I'm gonna post. Like I have a true no knots, no BS version of how to set up your tarp. Ohio Bigfoot researchers. You got any pictures there, Ohio? I think everybody would love to confirm that. Is Bigfoot real or not? That could be probably be a 6 hour live chat some weekend. But yeah, so did anybody have any questions on the Phobos knives or anything? I think he's still running a little bit of a deal on his website. Um, but yeah, I got to give him a call maybe over the weekend and figure it out. But I know he sold out of a lot of knives and stuff. Yeah, I don't doubt anything anymore. There, Ohio Bigfoot. You never know what's going on. They hide so much stuff from us. In northern Florida, Moose Man. I saw a black panther, a Florida panther. It's like a dark, dark brown, almost black panther, a few years back. And yeah, I used to doubt that those were out there, and people said there's no way. Northern Girl Hobbies, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in to say hello. Everybody, say hello to Northern Girl Hobbies. Get that friendly outdoor community. Hey, how's it going on? Yeah, Ocala National Forest. I've been camping out there a whole bunch of times, man. And I would work at Skydive DeLand, and it was only a couple miles from one of the trailheads. I mean, the Ocala National Forest is massive, but I would go there. DeLand is like 15 minutes west of Daytona. So, yeah, I would go out to Ocala. I didn't see I mean, honestly, I think I saw more homeless people in Ocala National Forest than I did wildlife, except for the gators. You always run into gators. But yeah, that's a huge forest. Isn't it like almost it's close to the size of the state of Rhode Island or something silly like that. So Northern Girl Hobbies, how was your Christmas? Did you get that special Christmas present? I know I did. This is my super special Christmas present. The missus and the kids all pitched in and got me the Phobos Knives Calcula, which was on my must-have grail list. And now I have all the knives I wanted. I don't know what to do now. Just get more of the knives I wanted. North of Salt Springs and south of Palatka. All right, yeah, yeah, I know that area. Yeah, I definitely know Palatka. But that is the way to roll. No way, Northern Girls Hobby. That's an awesome gift. That's man, my grandparents had like you're talking like a meat slicer to make like deli meats. And that's awesome. You can get your own like turkey breast without preservatives and additives and chemicals and crazy flavoring and all that garbage. And you can slice your own deli meats at home and make healthier things. That's an awesome gift. I think I would dig a meat slicer. Yeah, that's awesome. I would totally maybe I'm just that much of a geek, but I would totally dig a meat slicer. Um, yeah, you can make your own Philly cheesesteaks. Just get yourself a nice good like 3-inch cut London broil or something. You set it nice thin slice, 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 slice. You can't go wrong with that. That's an awesome gift. Yeah. I mean, I can make my own deli meats with this, slice my own, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a minute. I could do it though. So anything else? You said you guys aren't big on you don't do much Christmas stuff. I think that's it. Everybody's kind of winding down the Christmas stuff. It's not as big as it used to be. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the economy, but I think that most people just aren't doing as much Christmas stuff anymore. Or what does anybody else think? I mean, that I think that was the trend. That was the overall what a lot of people talked about. I know we don't do Christmas as big as we used to. But I mean, we still get together and stuff, but it's not the spending spree that it used to be by any standards. But that all dates back to the 2020 thing that we're not allowed to talk about. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's the number one. Everybody's budget's been heavily affected over the past couple of years because 2 to 3% inflation. My ass. Yeah, you do the hand sharp like free hand sharpening. Yeah, that's cool. That's yeah, I know a lot of people that can do the freehand. But I just learned on a Lansky and kind of stuck with it and evolved from there. And I kind of enjoy the technology of sharpening now. I mean, like I guess yeah. I mean, for the most part, I hand hone. Like I said, I do use a stropping paddle all the time. So that's my primary. This is probably 95% of my knife maintenance, or like 90% of my knife sharpening. And then the only other thing that I really use on my knives is wicked wax. And this stuff is like all natural. There's no chemicals and garbage in it. You can even use it on lip balm and a pickle. Or if you wanted to, I guess it's mostly beeswax and whatnot, all natural. And that's the two big things that I use knife maintenance. Pretty simple, straightforward. Beach places are going for jerky too. Oh yeah. Yeah, Northern Girl. I'm glad you mentioned that. The more time passes, the more people are realizing just what a bunch of bunk that was and how it destroyed people's lives. And I'm like, I was dead center in yeah, I was one of those people. I can honestly say their decisions in 2020 destroyed my life. Like I went from being I was a full time master parachute rigger, professional skydiver, with like 25 years experience. I had no intention of retiring. I was living my dream job. I mean, I get up in the morning, I skydive, I pack some parachutes. For a lunch break, I go on skydive, I pack some more parachutes, I take care of business. I can honestly, I worked like 12 to 14-hour days, but I never worked a day. I loved what I was doing so much. And then they came out with that 6 foot rule. Like you couldn't be within 6 feet of anybody, which made our bread and butter in the skydiving industry doing tandems technically impossible. You can't strap somebody to the front of you and maintain 6 feet distance. It just doesn't work. So they put tons of skydiving centers out of business with that stupid rule, along with the face diapers. Don't get me started on the face diapers. We'll be here all night talking about it. But yeah, they started with that 6 foot rule and everything. And then so we couldn't do tandems and it put so many skydiving centers out of business. And I went from like, dream job, making more money than I needed. I would hand out money to anybody who needed it. I just didn't care. I would make more skydiving. Sometimes I would get my skydiving paycheck and run to the bank and cash it because I'm like, there's no way they paid me this on purpose. Like this is too much money for having that much fun. So I thought they were yeah. And then since then, like the economy crashed, and your average person isn't going out spending $250 to $400 to do a tandem skydive. So the situation's only worsened. So not only did we lose like a third of all skydiving centers in the country, but the ones that are still open aren't making the money that they used to make. They're not doing the volume, the business, and it destroyed people's lives. Like, and now like I'm an aerospace engineer. I can build wingsuits and parachutes and base jumping containers and do all this other stuff. But now nobody wants to hire you because entry level job, you need 3+ years experience, and aerospace engineers are overqualified to even stock shelves. Like, who created this mess? All right, but I digress. Let's talk about knives. Anybody got any good knife stories? Yeah, I know, right? Then don't get but that's the question. Like I say the same thing. Don't get me started on it. But who are we helping by not saying something about it? Maybe make people a little more aware that yeah, it's weird, man. Like it used to be, like even the homeless scene, if you keep track of that, that the dynamics of the homeless scene have even changed too, because now it's like full-time working people working 40 plus hours a week that can't afford rent and they're living out of their cars or they're stuck living in tents. It's just absolute insanity the way that they're handling stuff. So yeah, they created this hyperinflation and now everybody's becoming homeless and now they're going to solve the problem by making homelessness illegal. I mean, it's the insanity is not stopping. Ground pounder, he dives like scuba dives or skydives. Yeah, I would have to figure out how to. Are you saying like do a co-live or something, or just talk to him? Yeah, exactly. All American. Yeah, you lost your MMA school. I lost my skydiving business. Ground pounder, he dives. Is that his channel, Ground Pounder? Yeah, Northern Girl, that's easy to, but I don't know. It's like once you've like lost your equipment, lost your business. I mean, I spent years and years building it. And now I don't have the means to just go start stuff back up. Yeah, Northern Girl, if you can give them my email address or something. It's just bushcraftrebooted at gmail.com. I would definitely be interested in the talking to them. Yeah, it's yeah, tap into grants. Yeah, the problem is like yeah, they got loopholes. Like they'll do a lot of stuff for first time business owners, especially if you're a female or a minority or illegally here, they'll help you start a business. But when you went out of business, they don't. They're like, you still own your business. You just got to get it making money again. They won't help you with anything. Oh yeah, so he's a winner guy. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in talking to him. But I mean, I think yeah, to get past everything, I'm just I just turned 50, and I'm not really sure I should be skydiving that much anymore, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of like I'm enjoying getting into the YouTube thing. Uh, yeah, I'm setting you up with the. You should have a wrench now, Northern Girl. Did it work? Oh, maybe I wasn't one with the technology. I think it worked, Northern Girl. Try posting his link. I just set you up as a moderator. Yeah, so I'm really getting into doing the YouTube thing. I've got some. I mean, geez, I've got 40 plus years of outdoor experience doing a lot of stupid stuff. So I think that I have a lot to convey to the outdoor community. I mean, most of what I learned through outdoor community, whether it was arborists, rock climbers, ice climbers, skydiving, base jumping, scuba diving, you name it, hiking, bike packing. I've done a lot of outdoor stuff. And I think that, with my professional skills and my personal skills, I can offer some information as well as some entertainment on YouTube, is what I'm hoping to do. I'm just really trying to get this channel going. I don't have any winter gear for New Hampshire, so I'm doing live chats and just talking about gear and equipment and whatnot until I can get out there and do more with the channel. But I think that live chats is going to be a permanent part of the channel. I think I'm going to keep doing these, like I said, Friday nights at 8 and Sunday mornings at 8, and then do my shorts and my long form videos doing solo camping, whether it's from a hammock, bike packing, whether I'm hiking out with a tent. Just mix it up and shows people some tips and tricks and how to genuinely, for real, no BS, how to set up a no knots ridge line, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves. The number of people that play their little games, like they're like the pharmacy companies, big pharma. Like they'll put on a no knots ridge line, and then in fine print they'll put in the field. And if you watch his video, you'll realize he had to tie like 29 knots total before he went out. So and there's lots of videos. There's so many reiterations on the ridge line. It's just like, here, this is just simple. Let's be one with the technology. Yeah, typical diamond Rolex. Yeah, there's tons of strong knives that'll like just cut through copper wire, no problem. Um, yeah, this will cut through copper wire, no problem. And it's S35 VN steel. Yeah, you could probably cut wire with this all day long. Yeah, chaos. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of knives that'll slice through copper wiring now. A lot of the modern super steels, the CPM uh, metals and stuff. Yeah, you are gonna have to maintenance it. Yeah, they are. I mean, cutting copper, they're gonna dull. You probably want to strop it daily or something, or every other day at least. Yeah, Northern Girl, I'm not doing any arborist work anytime soon. I I've done my fair share of that, and I'm gonna save that. That's a younger man's game, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think if it is something I had done my entire life, I would most definitely go back to it. Like parachute rigging is something I pretty much did my entire life, so I would go back to it. But arborist work is not the kind of work I want to be doing in my 50s. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, really, for cheaper money, you can get a nice pair of Klein wire cutters. I mean, I know some of the old school electricians, they like to, do stuff with a knife, but I mean, for a knife that you're not going to need to sharpen frequently, you're going to pay more for the knife than you are for a good pair of like Klein wire cutters or dikes or yeah, yeah. I would hit the tool corral and look for yeah. If you're cutting a lot of thick, heavy gauge copper wire, yeah, I'd just get yourself a good pair of nips or dikes or something. And if you're doing it professionally, I'd look into Klein. Klein makes some great tools. Yeah, I think that definitely falls under the right tool for the job kind of thing. I mean, I'd still carry a knife if I were you, but if you're cutting a lot of heavy gauge copper wire or whatever, yeah, I'd definitely get something made specifically for it, and then you won't have a problem. Yeah, Northern Girl, you're right. They don't make tools. I think they make everything now is designed to fail in like the 2 year time frame. Almost nothing lasts more. I mean, I shouldn't say almost nothing, but commonly available consumer products are they just make them to fall apart. Yeah, there you go. Chaos has got a couple more options there for you that definitely fill the bill. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, designed to create anxiety because you never know when the stuff is going to break. Um, yeah, so like after you own something for a year, you start guessing, oh, is it going to break this month or next month? And then you got to worry about, oh, I got to come up with the money to pay for another one of those, even though I already have one. I mean, like now you got to buy your washer and dryer. Like my grandparents had washers and dryers that lasted like 25, 30 years. They owned like two sets in their lifetime. Now we're lucky they last 3 to 5 years. And the maintenance on them is so high when it does break. You don't fix it, you just replace it because they want so much for the parts and stuff. Yeah, Moose man, just get one of these if you're just going to cut wire, like wire casing and stuff. This is just like a little Milwaukee thing. I don't with replaceable utility blades. Yeah, I would just get some. I don't even know how much these things are, like $20 at the Home Depot or something. Oh, the knife I carry in my pocket every day right now is the Spyderco Sage 5. This one right here, it's SV20 in steel or something. It's a Spyderco Sage 5, carbon fiber scales. This is what goes in my pocket, and then I've been putting either the Tier 1 Mini or the Mini Mini on my belt. And I have a tendency to also carry a Leatherman multi-tool. I've been carrying a multi-tool now for like 30 years. All right, cool. Thanks, Northern Grill. I appreciate it. Oh, the Milwaukee Moose, man. Yeah, was I right? These are like $20 or something like that, right? They're not crazy expensive. They're a pretty good deal. $20, replaceable blades, little belt clip, and it carries. You can fit a few spare blades in it as well. Yeah, how's it come apart? I don't know. I haven't opened this thing in a while. I think it's got to be open. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little you can carry some spare blades in it. Fits, I don't know, 4 or 5 blades in there. And so you always got a couple sharp ones with you. But yeah, and it's got the little wannabe hook knife thing. I suppose it works. I don't know. I've never used the hook knife end. Yeah, yours are Husky. They're probably, it's probably like most of the other stuff like this. They got one company making hundreds of them and they just stamp different names on it. But yeah, Husky, I haven't owned too many of their things. But yeah, these are definitely worth the $20 if you're in the spending mood. Do I have under $100 or less? Um, yeah, Tennessee Smoky. I don't have any of them right now, but Beavercraft. They make some stropping paddles, bushcrafting knives, axes, some carving tools, spoon carving tools, and everything. Yeah, for like under $100, I would say check those out as an option. But yeah, as far as $100 or less, that's kind of where I would go. And then of course, you always get your Moors and stuff like that. I just haven't been into. I like the Moors and stuff. But I don't know. I've broken some knives over the years. I've beat some knives up. So I tend to look for quality over quantity. Yeah, Tennessee Smoky Beavercraft. It's a company out of Ukraine, and yeah, I don't have any links or anything for them, but yeah, if you do a search for it, they'll come up. You can search for it on Amazon. Like just look up like Beavercraft stropping paddle, and you'll find it, and then they'll have a link. Oh, that's quite the hookup you got there, Northern Girl. Yeah, if you want, post a link for Tennessee Smoky there for that, because that's I got to get more into that. I've been looking into some of the different Etsy companies for like Scotch eyed augers and some odds and ends bushcraft stuff that's just not readily available. Um, but yeah, if you know a custom guy, that's very cool. Yeah, we're all getting old. Yeah, I would say I don't know what Aries prices are. I know they're over $100, but Aries EDC, he has a YouTube channel. He makes a bunch of one-off customs. And I think depending on what you choose for steels and stuff, they might be between like $150, which is a steal for a custom like a pocket fixie is what you're looking for. No, I was talking about Aries EDC. Aries EDC, he has a channel, um, and he makes custom one-off fixies, and they're reasonably priced. He also makes a cool package hatchet, which is on my list, my grail list of things to pick up. So that's another viable option. But yeah, so those are some other options. I guess ultimately it falls down to personal preference, what your ideal budget is. What you actually want to spend versus what you can afford um, is a huge determining factor. Yeah, Northern Girls Hobbies. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. He's got some awesome stuff. I love his work. Um, yeah, Aries EDC is. I'm definitely going to get a. I want to get a little set from Aries, a little pocket fixie, and his package hatchet. I almost had the first package hatchet ever. It ended up going to Matisfaction, but yeah, if it had been on a different payday, it would have been mine. But yeah, check out Aries EDC. He's got some great deals. And it's like I said, it's a little bit over the $100 budget, but it might be something worth investing in if it's something you really like. Oh, are you talking about with knots? Are you talking about with the lanyards, Northern Girl? Um, yeah, he does his own. Like he builds a knife, does his own kydex, ties lanyards on them. He can even make like a matching bead out of the scale material that you have. Yeah, he does some awesome work. I definitely enjoy it. Mind and Milton, how you doing, man? Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate it. Gee, it's getting late. Does anybody else doing live chats tonight? Oh yeah, Northern Girl, this white one, the Phobos Solaris. It's got the little bow drill divot on it. It's CPM 3V 0.2 inches, and this is ivory micarta with black G10 scales. And I think, like I said, I think I haven't decided yet, but this is either gonna get a Rit dye bath in either red or purple. I think I might do like a community post and vote, and whatever the winning vote is after 30 days, that's what I'll do. But I'm gonna do a little video on it, and I'm also going to like mirror polish some of the high points, just to make it like an official little food prep knife, nice and mirror polished and clean and fancy. So that is my current plan with the Alaris. And then I might get a second one, the Calcula, and I'm gonna have that Berkeley Cerakote. Have them Cerakote the blade. Yeah, have them Cerakote the blade, and then I'm gonna have like OD micarta scales with black G10 liners with OD finish blade. Is what I kind of want to build a Calcula like that. I got a thing with the OD in black. It's my favorite little color combo. Yeah, and this is like an all around camp knife for sure. It can do just about anything. You could even baton with it. It's like I said, it's 0.2 inches of CPM 3V with a great heat treatment. It's got the bow drill divot. I've heard that depending on what you have for scale type, though, the friction from the bow drill divot will damage your scales over time. Um, but yeah, that's going there for sure. So this is kind of like my 5-piece Phobos collection that I've been working on. So I think I'm gonna end up getting black and red scales for these as well to match the tier one BC with the black and red. I kind of like the OD green and orange. I mean, if you drop it, you're gonna find it maybe. But I don't really have a problem dropping knives. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the black micarta scales with red G10 for the tier one mini mini and the mini, and kind of match it up. So I think that in this set it's all gonna be like PVD blades with black and red scales like this, except for the Alaris is going to be the opposite. That's going to have the black liners, and then if I dye this red, that'll be cool. Nice, clean, polished blade for it's clean for your food prep and whatnot. Um, yeah, I'm not excited about this. Oh, nice, Tennessee. Yeah, what's the overall size of that? I'd like to check that out. Oh, is that what it is? It's lagging. Yeah, I think I've had problems with the internet all day as well. Oh, Aaron B, thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, these are my Phobos knife sets. Phobos is for operators by operators. It's a disabled veteran-owned company out of Tennessee, and the guy who owns it, Eric Hansen, is a 22-year retired Green Beret, and now he makes knives now that he's retired from being a Green Beret. And yeah, this is some of his fancy work here. Um, this is my big custom knife set that he made me. This is the Phobos Tier One C and Tier One Mini Mini on a piggyback sheath system. I've got the Exotac Fire Rod XL and the Olight i5T EOS on here, so it pretty much covers everything. But this is by far my favorite set, and the only custom knives I've ever made that are high end like this. Actually, the only custom knives I've ever owned. So that's what's special about those. And I'm working on a few other projects as I build my kit out and figure out different ways of making things happen. So, but yeah, that is yeah. He's also got a combat tomahawk called the Tombat that I'm gonna get my hands on eventually someday too. Um, but yeah, so for now, until I can get outdoors, I'm just kind of going through different gear setups and different combinations, trying to resource my skills as a parachute rigger into the outdoor community with gear and equipment and stuff. Tennessee Smoky, I don't know about high end custom stuff for my kit, but I use this stuff. I don't know how high end or whatever. I mean, I think when I think high end, I think ridiculous high end, like those, grossly overpriced those Rockwells that are like $3,000, $4,000 or something. But a CPM 3V kit like that, I'd beat it up. I mean, gear is meant to be used and abused, and I'm good at abusing gear, so I've been doing it most of my life. Whether it was rock climbing gear, skydiving gear, skiing equipment, camping stuff, whatever. But I tend to I don't know. I guess the economy's changed the way we view everything. How what I consider to be like a lower mid range is now considered high end expensive or something. But typically, I'm in the 250 to $400 range for a knife is what I, depending on the knife, the brand, stuff like that. Also, what kind of warranty and stuff does it come with? I don't think too many people are covering their stuff anymore, but Phobos actually has pretty much just an idiot clause. If you like, go full blown Joe X on your knife, then it's probably on you. You're an idiot. But if something were to fail with these knives, I know personally that Eric Hansen would fix or replace them. Uh, and it's also transferable. So, like, if I decided, like, any one of these knives, this one, I decide to give it away to somebody in the channel or something, um, you get the warranty with it as well. He covers his knives, just not the idiots. So if something happened to this knife 5 years down the road, you can contact Phobos and get it taken care of. Yeah, actually, Tennessee, I didn't. I got a great deal on that knife set. Um, didn't really cost me any more than retail, to be honest. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and we chewed some of the same mud together in life. So he gave me a great deal on that custom set. I think I paid about $600 for both knives, the leather sheaths. It was all. It's got the little airborne modification on it. Not sure how well you can see it, but it's got a couple steel plates here. So if you happen to have a hard opening, hard parachute opening, the knife doesn't drive through the bottom of the sheath. The two steel plates stop it. So yeah, he threw that in there for me, and yeah, this is, uh, if I recall, it was like $600 or so for the knives and the sheaths. I bought the ferro rod and the flashlight separate, but yeah, I would use and abuse. I mean, I use it. I don't get as much use as I thought I would because everything kind of changed. My plans changed because of the economy and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, I would not. I mean, yeah, it's a custom set. I might not abuse it as much as a production thing or something. But yeah, I would not hesitate to throw this on my belt and go off for a month and not worry about it. But yeah, this is like I said, this is my first and only custom setup I've ever had. Everything else I've ever owned was stock off the shelf. So this is a very cool setup for me. So this is my favorite, probably my most expensive setup. I mean, yeah, yeah, pretty close. I mean, yeah, maybe my Spartan Blades was a few dollars cheaper. I got the Horkos and then I piggybacked the Enyo on the Horkos. That was definitely a little bit cheaper, but it's not custom; it was stock. So, and then, yeah, the two biggest things is probably this set, the Silky Outback Gomboy 240, and then if you're going for the trifecta, the Grand First Brooks Wildlife Hatchet. That would be pretty much cover just about anything you need outdoors. If you're doing anything bigger, like yeah, if you're doing winter camping or something, and you're going to be processing a lot of firewood, I would upgrade to, like, a small splitting axe or the small forest axe, or yeah, and then I would upgrade probably to like the Silky Big Boy 360 or the Zubot if I were processing a lot of firewood. But other than that, that should pretty much cover anything outdoors. And if you're getting into some of those crazy, like some underground bunker type, what do they call them? The dugout shelters or lean to shelters, some type of big shelter, then yeah, you would just have your tools increase in size as your project increase. If you're doing a big project like that, you might get the Katana Boy 500 and like a Scandinavian forest axe or something. Yeah, chaos. Like I used to ski, man. Same thing. Like a good set of skis, you know, you'd get a season out of them, but maybe not a second season. And you always got that buddy that's got to ski over him. Like you just got him for Christmas. He skis right over your tips. Like, come on, man. But yeah, if you're using your gear, you're gonna bash it. But some gear will last a long time, man. And especially in knives and stuff like that. Some of the guys like Moose Man and stuff, like they were talking about having the same knives for like 30, 50 years, like the same Victorinox Swiss knives and stuff like that. So Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all you need. And then, like I said, I'm working on a second piggyback system that's like that custom one. This is the leather sheath for the Tier One BC, uh, and then this is the leather sheath for the Tier One Mini Mini. And all I got to do is move the scout strap down to the second row of grommets, and that'll run perfectly through the belt loop on the Mini Mini sheath. And then yeah, just move the ferro rod holder up to the top right hand corner, and you've got another great piggyback system that fits virtually perfectly, the Tier 1 BC and the Tier 1 Mini Mini. So you can easily carry, two knives of ferro rod, and then same thing. Instead of the I5T, I run the I3T EOS, and that just goes over you just clip that onto the two Scout carry straps once you've readjusted them. And that's a whole other system, like two knife piggyback system with a flashlight and a ferro rod that's a bit smaller. Well, it's definitely smaller and lighter than the Tier 1C, but less capable. Um, so yeah, just to give you a little bit of size comparison between the two, that's what you're looking at. And like I said, this would be the Tier 1 Mini Mini is just mounted on here like that. And I definitely dig this. This would be a great. I love this setup. If I were matching this up with a hatchet and a saw, this is the way to go, for me at least. And that's kind of what I've been working on. And this is stuff that, like I said, once the weather gets a little bit better, I'll be out using this stuff and showing you how well it works out, or how well it doesn't work out. Who knows until you really put it to the test. But based on my experience, I'd say I'm pretty solid. So, but yeah, so that's my little project. So, in a three knife system, which is what I used to run. Like I used to run the Horkos, the Spartan Blades Horkos, Enyo, and Frike. So I replaced the Horkos with the Tier One BC, the Enyo with the Tier One Mini Mini, and the Frike with the Calcula. So I'm not really changing too much of what I used to do. Just kind of change the tools in which I do it with. But yeah, that seems to be it. Did anybody else have any questions? Usually I run the chats about 2 hours. This one's going on almost 3.5 hours. So I think I'm finally going to wrap this one up. But if anybody's interested, we'll be back live Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. And so we're going to do the little Bushcraft Brew Crew Sunday morning, have some coffee, donuts, whatever. Maybe not the donuts. We don't want to look like law enforcement. But we'll definitely do the coffee and something else. But yeah, thanks for everybody for showing up. Hopefully I'll see you Sunday morning. If not, next Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern live. We'll go over some other stuff. I'm probably going to get out into, like, next week I'll do some fire kits and stuff like that. Oh, hey man, yeah, sorry man. Yeah, we've been on since 8 o'clock. Friday nights at 8 o'clock. How you doing, man? You getting out much? You shooting or? Yeah, I was just wrapping it up, Jorge, but man, I don't want to close it down because. Or do you want to get caught up Sunday morning? We're doing another live Sunday morning at 8, and I'm gonna end that by 9:30 because I know like Grumpy Grunt goes on and Mark ATO slings and stuff. So I like to go to those. Yeah, I've been shooting. It's been way too cold to shoot here, man. I'm really hoping to, but um, yeah, it has been cold, like in the single digits, like 2 degrees, 7 degrees. I got warm couple out like 2 afternoons in a row. I went out and shot some clay. And man, I've been shooting that new LT2. I'm really digging that. The Simple Shot LT2. I might even have to upgrade eventually to the Pro the Full Metal Pro version. Yeah, man. As soon as it goes down to below 70 in Florida, everybody starts busting out their parkas and stuff, right? Or you're one of those guys, aren't you? Like way too much time in Florida. As soon as it goes below whatever, you guys are. What's my EDC? My current EDC is not this. That thing's well, if I'm in the woods, I guess that's my EDC. But my current EDC is the Tier 1 Mini Mini, the Leatherman Surge, the Spyderco Sage 5, and with carbon fiber scales, S20VN steel. And what else am I carrying? I also typically throw a slingshot in my backpack. And I'll usually carry either the Yolite Warrior Mini 2 or the i3T EOS, which I just had and it disappeared. I need to get like some type of special organizational skill type thing going on here for yeah, or the i3T EOS or the i5T EOS or something like that. Some type of little small. I prefer AAA flashlights. Here it is, right here. The i3T EOS, and then of course I've got my my keys and a few other odds and ends depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing. Yeah, I think, but I'm gonna start rotating out my EDC fixed blades, um, either between the Tier 1 Mini, the Tier 1 Mini Mini, or the Calcula. I think those are going to be my 3 fixed blade EDC options for the most part. But yeah, for the most part though, yeah, I guess maybe pick out in the middle. It's really been between these two. I just got this. This was a Christmas gift from the missus and the kids. They all kind of chipped in and got me this knife. So it's yeah, I guess it's already got sentimental value to it. I love my knives, I really do. Oh yeah, Chaos there. Yeah, so you were kind of like in the pro circuit of snowboard and stuff. Like you were doing more than average. Thanks, Monstar. Yeah, I try to. I mean, I gotta make up for being a tech tard somewhere, so I try to do the quality tool things, and I got a little bit of OCD when it comes to quality. I was a FAA master parachute rigger by trade, so when it comes to nitpicking, sweat the small stuff, worry about the little details. I've got all that down as a parachute rigger. We stress about everything. And that's another reason why I think I'm kind of glad to be done with it because yeah, I just it's a high stress job, man. Being a parachute rigger will stress you out before you even know what happened. Like, everybody's like, oh, mistakes happen. It's no big deal. It's like, no, we don't allow mistakes. Zero mistake policy. We can't do it. Not allowed. All right, Chaos Theory. Thanks for being out, man. You dropped a lot of great questions. Loved having you in the conversation. Thank you again. We'll catch you on the next one. Have an awesome night, man. Yeah, Monstar, mistakes are a huge deal. And if more people thought like parachute riggers, we would actually get our fast food order done right once. Like, I can't even do fast food because I'm like, how did you mess that up? You had one job to do. Like, it's a good thing nobody's life depended on this because you suck at your job. You should do better. Like, literally, in Concord, New Hampshire, there's a Wendy's, and we went through there 3 times, and all 3 times they screwed up our order like drastically. And then when you call up, you try to be polite. They act like it's my fault, like I did something wrong. I call the corporate office, and they hired a manager that has like social anxiety that can't deal with confrontation, is on medication for it. The dude shouldn't be a manager. Yeah, sorry, Jorge. Maybe Monday. I don't know. Yeah, we get a pretty good crowd in here. There's not a lot of wrench slinging. I mean, sometimes there is, but tonight we were extremely lucky. So yeah, we didn't get. I don't think there was any trolls in here tonight at all. That was awesome. It's been a great night. Maybe that's why it ran so long. We were just busy talking about whatever and whatever, and no trolls. And no trolls is always a good thing. Although some of them are entertaining. But yeah, I'm tempted. If I run this for like another 10 or 12 minutes, this will be my longest YouTube live chat ever. I think my longest one is like 3 hours and 37 minutes. Like it goes by so fast when you're doing live chats. It's a good time. I really enjoy talking about gear and stuff. But maybe that's like a trade carryover. Like like parachute riggers, we're always talking about gear. That's our job. We're gear gurus, gear junkies, whatever you want to call us. Um, so yeah, so maybe we can what would I consider the best compact daily carry? Man, I would have to say best compact, like for a fixed blade, would be like one of these two. That's what I carry. Um, yeah, I think it's a great combination. Whichever one. Um, and if you're talking about a folder, I'm still on that quest. I think that Phobos Knives should be coming out with some folding knives pretty soon. I know that they're like in CAD being designed and being worked on and stuff. Oh, what's that monster? You didn't pass the ASFAB or something? Yeah, Nico. That's a huge range. What's the best is whatever you determine it to be. There, like we're living in the golden age of knives right now. There are so many high quality folders on the market. Yeah, I don't know. Get a Hinderer, get a Medford, get a Spartan Blades, get a the Spider Co. I don't know. I think Benchmade is way overpriced for what you're getting, but get a Benchmade. Any recommendations for a good batoning knife? Yeah, the Tier 1C is pretty good. It's got a full convex grind. Um, Unfortunately, they're out of stock right now, but this is should it's yeah, it's a 0.25 inch spine stock CPM 3V. And if you're batoning anything bigger than you would use with this knife, it's time to move on to a hatchet or an axe. So yeah, I mean, I think once you get beyond like a good 3 4 inch log, um, yeah, you really what's the point in batoning anymore? Just use a hatchet or an axe. But yeah, if you are going to baton, yeah, I would recommend the Tier 1C. Like I said, they're not in stock right now, but he'll be making more. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Rambozo. I know everybody. Oh, what about the Rainbow knife? Yeah, actually, what's funny is Rambo. Sylvester Stallone played a Green Beret in a movie that made his own knives. And the story behind this knife is this guy is not Rambozo. Eric Hansen was a legitimate Green Beret, special forces for over 22 years, active duty, and he makes knives for real, not for Hollyweird. So yeah, yeah. Rambozo can, go pump sand. This is the real deal by a real guy with real experience. I've gotten to know Eric Hansen personally, so yeah, Rambozo and Sylvester Stallone can go back to Hollywood, and we will take quality knives from Eric Hansen, the designer and owner of Phobos Knives. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's funny you mention that because I didn't buy larger knives. I always bought like smaller knives, like stuff like this, or like standard, like the Gerber LMF or BMF or, that stupid garbage SOG seal knife. I broke two of the original ones, and they came out with the SOG Seal 2000, and I got that and the upgraded Seal Pup or whatever, and I broke the Seal 2000 upgraded bling bling whatever, and I gave away the Sog Seal Pup, and that's actually when I bought my Spartan blades, and I was done with trash knives. Yeah, chaos theory. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then the best part is I called up the corporate and I'm like, who's the idiot that hired the idiot that has a anxiety problem that can't deal with confrontation and has to be medicated as a manager at a Wendy's at a fast food establishment where you're going to deal with people. Obviously, if you screw up orders that often, you're dealing with people that often. Like none of it makes any sense. Like hire the lowest qualified person for the job and then wonder why your business is falling apart. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, fast food never gets it right. I give up on them. I want that job though. I mean, geez, if as a parachute rigger, if I could screw up as often as the fast food guy, I would probably still have hair, but that's just not the case. So yeah, that's kind of how we roll with that. But yeah, I don't think they'll ever get I don't think we should be eating fast food anyhow. It's kind of trashy. Very unhealthy. But yeah, so I mean you could baton even with the tier 1 BC, which is similar in design to the tier 1C, only it's much thinner stock. I think it's about an inch overall shorter. Yeah, it's about an inch overall shorter. It's got the ferrocium rod notch, but it also has the bow drill divot. It's in Magna Cut, so it's a pretty good chunk of Magna Cut, and it's reasonably weighted for what it is. Yeah, if you had to just like do like light batoning to get a fire going, I mean, this will definitely handle it as well. Uh, so this would probably be my like if I were only going to carry one knife, the tier 1 BC would be the one knife that I carry. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, Monstar, what do you like to carry? What do you EDC? Or anybody else want to share their pocket carry while the group's still going? Yeah, I think we're having freezing up problems too. Oh, I think we're totally frozen up. Yeah, can you guys still hear me or? All right, well, we've been 3.5 hours, so I think we're losing internet. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. I most definitely enjoyed the company. I definitely enjoyed the conversation. If you have any other questions, like I said, Sunday morning we'll be back live at 8 a.m. and we'll run that one for like an hour and a half because there's a couple live chats that I want to catch up on afterwards. Mainly Grumpy Grunt, one of the knife community guys, and ATO Slings, one of the slingy thingy slingshot guys. Oh, no worries. Oh, hey, yeah, it's showing on my screen. It keeps freezing up anyhow. But yeah, I've been at it like 3.5 hours now. So, but yeah, we are definitely going to be doing lives again. Like I said, every Friday night at 8 and Sundays at 8 a.m. No, it's still going good. How many people do we have in the chat? Says we've got 23. Is that what you're seeing? 23 people in the chat. if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But um, or if anybody has any suggestions for live chats that they'd like to see, go ahead and let me know. Like I said, I'm going to get into a lot of stuff like survival kits, E&E, um, different fire kits, different knife combinations, how to load out your gear, some good all around, adventure bags, bug out bags, whatever you want to call this stuff. I don't even know what to call it anymore, but we're just going to, gear you take out in the woods with you, or, stuff you carry off the pavement is kind of what I'm looking towards. And I want to debunk some of the YouTube bunk. There's a lot of YouTube bunk. Um, just people, yeah, there's some dangerous information going around on there, but I guess we're too busy looking at, whoever is showing the content scantily clad than the information at hand. So that's some of the stuff I'm going to get into. What actually works, what actually doesn't work. In fact, I was just the other day talking about Eric Hansen, and people keep bringing up in the videos and in the comment section and stuff that oh, what if you damage this? What if you dull your knife? What if you lose your fire kit? What if you lose this or whatever? I don't think one thing that people don't keep they're either just completely unaware of, they don't think about it, or they don't understand, they don't know, is that when you're in a predicament where your life depends on your resources, you are going to safeguard your resources. You are going to pamper your resources. You're going to baby your knife. You're not going to sit here and go, "Oh yes, I'll use my knife to cut a cinder block." No, you're going to use that as sparingly and as carefully as you possibly can, because A, you don't want to damage your knife, and B, you don't want to damage yourself. So there's that factor that doesn't really even come in conversation or in videos and stuff, that's completely overlooked, and some of the stuff that we need to get into when it comes to that. Yeah, when you're in a lost situation, you don't Bear Grylls it and make yourself a little twine vine and swing across the waterfall. No, you find your route away, a safe way to circumvent that. Oh yeah, Chaos Theory. They're always hiring at the Wendy's there. Yeah, yeah, they're the one over on. Have you been over to the one at the Epsom traffic circle? I guess they weren't too bad back in the day, but the one in Concord, that place should be shut down. Right? Yeah. Yeah, another, right? All they had to do is make the coffee, and they still can't get the order right. Yeah, you can just imagine, like, you living in a world where mistakes are not tolerated. You pretty much live in a mistake-free world. But yet everywhere around you in the simplest stuff, people are just screwing it up left, right, and center. Drives me absolutely bonkers. So, yeah, any place else chaos? I think the whole what is it, Loudon Road? Everything's questionable on Loudon Road for sure. So yeah, is there anybody have any video suggestions? We're also going to get into the slingshot thing. So yeah, slingshots, camping, hiking, backpacking, bike packing. Hopefully I can get into some of the wild and crazy stuff. But it's all gear dependent, and gear is extremely expensive, especially if you get into rock climbing and whatnot. Geez, even high end camping gear nowadays is crazy expensive. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's a delay or what's going on. Um, but yeah, we're actually, wow. Yeah, we're going on almost 4 hours. Time flies when you're talking gear. So, did anybody have any questions, any suggestions, or wrap it up and reconvene on on Sunday. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, Jorge, man, we'll have to do a collab or something at some point when I figure all that stuff out. Not sure when that'll be, but it'll happen at some point. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to try to do too is when I do the outdoor videos, I'm just going to kind of go out and do them. I might post it, I'm not sure when I'm going to post my videos, but it'd be great to have kind of like a quiet outdoor thing because I'm not all about going out in the woods and ranting and raving outdoors. I go out there for the peace and quiet, so I don't want to be the one ruining the peace and quiet. So I think for the most part, I'll do like, just some quiet videos, might narrate it a little bit, but then have a live chat follow up or, even set it as a premiere and have a live chat. And that's when, everybody can ask their questions and stuff. Um, I don't know. Yeah, Jorge, that happens, man. I was kind of off the scene for a while too while I was just sorting out life, deciding what it was I wanted to do. Um, but yeah, sometimes it's good to take a break from the YouTube. Yeah, Jorge, it's kind of like writer's block, isn't it? Like like there's so much you can do, but there's so much out there, and then you don't want to be accused of, oh, you're just a copycat YouTuber. But that's just how people go camping, or that's how people shoot slingshots. If I'm going to do a channel, there's going to be some variables, but maybe not as much as people think. So yeah, like coming up with content, like you got to go, oh, I'll do knots. And like, 45 shorts later, you're like, okay, I've kind of run out of knots that are useful. Everything else is just, garbage after that. So yeah, I think a lot of people like watching the slingshots though. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I can see where you get bored. It's just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Not much changes. So yeah, maybe just find random stuff to plink at. That'll be fun. What is a 3/8 inch steel ball at 297 feet per second do to a GI Joe guy or to your sister's Barbie, or you know what I'm saying? Well, let's get a bucket with water. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to figure all that out. Yeah, I want to do. I'm gonna be doing some outdoor slingshot stuff too. Maybe we'll do a co-live. We can do like a co-live competition or something. Oh yeah, so you do all the work to go live, and then by the time you get there, you're like, yeah, I can do without this. Yeah, I could see that happening. Some other cool stuff I got. I got a little stainless steel Phobos Knives camping coffee mug, and I got the larger household version, and with the Phobos logo on there. Definitely like it with the red, black, and white. Fits the color scheme for sure. And I'm a big fan of this. Anybody use one of these? What brand is that? Are these? These are Phobos Knives, man. This is the Phobos Knives Calcula, and then the Tier One Mini, and the Mini Mini. And Phobos Knives stands for for operators by operators. It's owned and operated by a disabled veteran, um, Eric Hansen, who was a U.S. Special Forces Green Beret for 22 years. He's the owner and designer at Phobos Knives, and that's some of his work there. Um, Not sure if you saw it, but this is the Phobos Knives Tier 1 BC in Magna Cut. And I keep catching those magnetic lights. And then we also have the Alaris, which I've kind of dubbed the chef knife on steroids. It's a 0.2-inch spine, CPM 3V steel, has a little bow drill divot, and it's definitely for having a 0.2-inch spine, it's pretty slicey. I'm gonna get into playing with this a lot more. This was just recently the Alaris and the Calcula. I really haven't gotten to use yet. They were Christmas presents. So this one was from Eric Hansen, and this one was from Mrs. Bushcraft, and the kids got me this one. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to using these a lot more, and giving some honest use, honest whatever review, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Chaos Theory definitely does, especially the guys hanging out talking about knives and things like that. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. In the back here, this is the Leatherman Surge. Um, this is the Leatherman Raptor. They're the folding shears. So definitely a useful tool, scissors. And it's got a ring cutter. It also has a little hook knife on it. Glass cutter, lanyard hole, and can do some measuring. It's got a little measuring increment on there. Yeah, the Leathermans are the bomb. I'm looking forward. I want to get the Wave Plus. It's like the Surge's little brother. That's what I want to get. And then for my folder, this is a Spyderco Sage 5 CF carbon fiber scales, and yeah, it's S20 VN steel, CPM S20 VN steel. So a nice little pocket folder. And then I've got the Olight Warrior Mini 2. There's like a primary flashlight. And then I've got the Olight i3T EOS as a nice little backup pocket carry. Also, it's got the double clip, which I don't know, in my world is kind of mandatory. I like being able to use these as a headlamp as well. So that's pretty much my EDC. Plus, I usually carry either for a fixed blade, I carry either the Tier 1 Mini, or the Mini. But now I'll be adding a Calcula to my EDC, so I'll carry one of the three. And then what you see up here. Yeah, I've owned some Gerbers and some Kershaws as well over the years, along with the Zero Tolerance ZT, which is owned by Kershaw. I own a few of those. Yeah, I don't have 30 knives. Geez, I've got I don't know, I've got like 10 or 11 knives altogether. That's it. I actually own more knives now than I normally would. I just usually own exclusively what I'm going to carry. I travel light, and I traveled a lot for work and everything. So I didn't collect a lot of stuff. I've never owned a lot of anything. But now I've settled down, doing the normal people things. And so, yeah, I'm going to add a few knives to my collection. Yeah, you're 12 there. This is this U high. Yeah, I'm not sure you should be hanging out this time of night. I don't know. Hey, where are your parents at? Not sure how all that works nowadays. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pack it in because I got a whole bunch of mess to clean up, and it's coming up on midnight. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Get up and start the day all over anew. So Thanks everybody for showing up. I'll see you Sunday morning at 8. If you got any questions, we'll talk about it then. But have an awesome weekend. Until then, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbors, be good to each other, enjoy your hobbies, love life. We'll see you next time.